After Jeopardy!
On Channel 7.
We now join ABC's College Football, which is already in progress.
As you look at the day, you could form the opinion the weather god is indeed a football fan. It is the brightest, warmest day of the week. And more than 100,000 people have gathered at Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor for the annual ruckus between the Michigan State Spartans and the Michigan Wolverines. Ranked first in the polls this week, lost their opener to Notre Dame, beat UCLA, Maryland, and Wisconsin handily. Coach Gary Moeller, first season having succeeded Bo Schembechler. He said earlier this week, "I'd be the happiest guy in the world if it was January 2nd. Well, Bob Greasy, here we go with a fist fight, a knuckle buster. I mean, it's just get down and let it rip.
Like Big Ten football is all about, right?
Right.
The thing that I'm impressed with about Michigan is that they've changed coaches. Bo Schembechler is out, Gary Moeller is in, but they continue to do the same things, and that is to win. The continuity is there. They didn't go out and hire somebody else. The players are the same. The coaches are the same, the terminology is the same, and the philosophy is the same. Moeller believes in the same thing that Bo did, and that is defense first, running game second, and special teams.
Let's stay with the word continuity for just a moment as Michigan State now gets ready to come out. I'll get back to it. Right now, let's get the Spartans in the house with a record of 1-2-1. George Perles in his 8th season up at East Lansing, and he has not gotten off to the kind of a start this year he wanted. 47, 35, and 4. But historically, Michigan State has had trouble getting going. The first half of the season under George has been a slow time. But let's go back to Michigan and back to continuity now. Losing Steve Everett, the center, move Elliott over to guard, move a new guy in at Elliott's position. It doesn't take much to disrupt the unity of an offensive run.
Well, Everett, the center, is out with an injury, and that makes some shifting around in the center of the lineup. Normally, it would be tough in normal circumstances, but today, playing the stunt 4-3 defense that Michigan State likes to use, it's going to be doubly tough because the center is the most valuable player in that scheme of blocking the stunt 4-3.
Well, it figures, as we look at the season record, to be a series record, and that these two teams have been playing a long time, going all the way back to when it was Michigan Agricultural College. But during the time of Perles, it hasn't been that wide apart. It's been fairly close, many of the games. So you can see last year up at East Lansing, Michigan State had them and just couldn't quite knock it in for the clincher. Well, up at the corner of Stadium and Main, not too far from where we're sitting, there is another gentleman that conducts his own symphony on days like this when these huge crowds come to Michigan Stadium. He's a police officer with the Ann Arbor Police Department. His name is Mike Van Dam. This is how he does it.
Okay, we want you to cross any direction because we don't want you Spartan fans to get confused. We understand you screw the whole thing up. So we let you go. The stadium's over here, folks. The stadium's over here. You folks agree. Go blue.
There is an easier way to fix your car. Get a Civic 4-door from Honda.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
ABC's College Football. Brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. By UPS. For guaranteed overnight delivery from coast to coast, UPS runs the tightest ship in the shipping business. By United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Schick Slim Twin Plus with Aloe. It reaches every place on every sensitive face.
This is the 94th consecutive crowd of 100,000 plus at Michigan Stadium. At 11 o'clock this morning, it was empty. Now, with a little electronic wizardry, let's fill it up. And at about 3:40, we are ready to play football. Let's check in with Jack Arute.
Keith, you know this interstate rivalry involves all of the people, not only in East Lansing, but in Ann Arbor and all over Michigan. We went up to East Lansing to the bookstore and purchased some bumper stickers that they run on their cars. You call it maize, we call it corn. Michigan State, the University of Michigan. Come down to Ann Arbor in the bookstore and you see no Spartans or beat, moo, you in reference to the agricultural background of Michigan State. But the largest and best-selling t-shirt on the Ann Arbor campus this week, this one. Michigan, #1 versus Michigan State, no one. Let's go back upstairs to you.
You get to keep those? Strengths and weaknesses, Bob.
Well, for Michigan, who's going to have the ball first, it's their offensive line. It is huge. They're averaging 304 rushing yards per game. Defensively for Michigan State, it's at front 7. Stunt 4-3. They led the Big Ten in stopping the run the last 4 years. A great confrontation this afternoon.
For the Michigan return, you'll see #1, Derek Alexander. He's on the right-hand side there. And Desmond Howard, #21. They are pretty good. You can see they're 1 and 2 in the Big Ten and ranked well up among the national leaders. John Langlow, who probably will set a new scoring record for a career at Michigan State before this day is done, kicks it off and rolls it down the field and rolls it out of bounds, and that'll cost him 5, and that is not the way George Perles wants this day to begin, because Michigan State slept through a goodly portion of the game last week, and then all of a sudden they found themselves trapped by Hayden Fry on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
He just mishit that ball, Keith. He's got the wind at his back, and now he's conferring with the sideline whether he wants to keep it. Obviously, Alexander, as we showed you on the graphic, Alexander and Howard both are very good return people, so maybe he was intentionally trying to squib that ball.
Yeah, but you don't squib kick it to the sideline.
Not out of bounds.
So now they'll back it up to the 30 and try it again.
Well, if you squib that one intentionally, you certainly don't kick this one deep.
No.
You squib it again.
Langlow didn't have a good day last Saturday either. Yeah, he nails it down the middle, but it's low and bouncing, and it's handled cleanly back at just inside the 10 by Desmond Howard, and Howard almost got around the corner. Good pursuit by one of the Spartans, kept him from popping it loose and going for a long way. Corey Pryor. The quarterback for Michigan is a sophomore, big fella, 6'5", 218, Elvis Gerbach. The rest of the people behind him will line up this way. Bunch the fullback, Vaughn the tailback, and the wideouts will be the same two deep men on the kickoff, Alexander and Howard. Bunch is the big man. Jared steps in there at 245. John Vaughn is a sophomore, 200-pounder from Florissant, Missouri. And on first down, Gerbach swings it out to Vaughn. Get him out there one-on-one. He's very quick and shifty. He picks up 9 yards. So the gain is from just beyond the 33, up close to the 43. Diebold, look at the size of these people. Doring, Dingman, Elliott, Kokozo, and Skrepenak. Skrepenak being the giant of the group. But it's Elliott we'll watch today as he's moved over from a guard to play center, replacing Everett. And it's second down and a short one for Michigan. And contact along the front. Bobby Wilson initiating the contact, but somebody may have moved up along the front for Michigan. John Nealon is the referee, and John signals offside Michigan State. So Bobby Wilson, the big 280
Defensive
got carded.
offside. First down.
Both teams are big.
Huge.
I mean, not much difference between the offensive fronts at all, really.
Michigan averages a little over 290 pounds per man. Michigan State is just under 290.
On first down, this is Vaughn. You see the quickness of Vaughn? He put on the brakes, changed directions, shifted gears, and turned nothing into something. Ike Bonello, the tackle for Michigan State. The defense for Michigan State, the big people down are Cliff Convert, 260, Wilson, 280, Reese, 240, and Johnson at 290. The linebackers are Edwards and Jenkins outside, with Chuck Bullock playing that inside position. Very, very important because of the twist, the stunt 4-3 that Michigan State plays. Michigan going with no huddle. The pass is thrown outside to Derek Alexander, a sophomore out of Detroit. He's a yard and a half or so short of the markers. So going with the no-huddle offense, which the Cincinnati Bengals are doing in the NFL, and that's the one that's been publicized the most, doesn't mean they're going quick, quick, quick. It's not a 2-minute drill. It just means if they're able to control the flow of defensive personnel on the other side of the ball.
And they even substitute, as you saw right then. Allen Jefferson came into the ball game. It just changes the tempo a little bit. It's tough to practice against if you're the defense.
It's third down and 2 for the Wolverines. The ball is on the Spartan side of the field, and Vaughn breaks it for the first down all the way down to the 33-yard line. Vaughn is the big surprise of the Big Ten this year.
Well, he's behind that huge offensive line. There you see the no huddle. As soon as the play is over with, the offensive linemen just go to the line of scrimmage. Moeller will signal the plays in. You know, the offensive linemen love it because they don't have to go back 10 yards to huddle and then go back to the other 10 to get up to the line of scrimmage. So saves them some walking.
Single back, double wide, bottom of the picture. Germack gets some heat, gets his pass away, and it is dropped by Derek Alexander. And Alexander wasn't listening to hoofbeats. He just dropped it because there's nobody near him.
Gerbach saw the blitz coming. That's the first time that Michigan State had used the blitz today in trying to stop Gary Moeller's offense from moving down the field. Oftentimes you'll see a defense do that. Here's what it looks like in the trenches. Michigan State is about 25 pounds per man lighter than Michigan's offensive line.
Vaughn blowing over the left side. That's a helmet rolling around, not the football. Vaughn had it tucked away, and he is close to another first down. One of the Spartans lost his hat. Number 96, Bill Johnson.
That's a huge hat, too, at size 18. That's right. Take a look from behind the offense. The offensive line blocking. Dingman is 78. Bunch gets a stalemate, the fullback, with Bulla, number 41. That's the key matchup we talked about. That offensive, big offensive line against the front seven, who has led the Big Ten against the run the last 4 years.
What do you bet old Big Bill went over to one of the fellas in a striped shirt and said, "You think they ain't holding?"
Took my
hat. On third down and short, they got the first down. Right on the Michigan State 20-yard line. Vaughn pops in there with some authority at 5'11", 200 pounds.
He's had two 200-yard rushing games in the first 4 games of this season. He is the beneficiary of that big, huge offensive line.
They've got the wideouts on each side of the ball. And on first down from the 20, Gerbach gives it to Vaughn. Vaughn cuts it right and then skitters back to the left and picks up 5 yards.
Take a look at some of the offensive line play. At 73 is Doring, 78 is Dingman. He's a preseason All-American. Everybody's pushing their people around. That's why even there was no hole there. Pretty good defense, but you get pushed back so much that Vaughn can still leap over for 3 or 4 yards.
Bumps it, throws it to the corner. Touchdown, Alexander.
They get down to the 15-yard line. Now watch the corner. The back is going to run a quick out and then up. Watch the corner as he settles, stops his back pedal. He reached short pattern. Pretty good coverage, though. You don't expect this down this close. And that was close as far as keeping 1 foot in bounds, but good execution.
The extra point try for J.D. Carlson out of Ken Solom's hole. Eric Trupp to snap it. Too much time. Back him up. 11:02 remaining to play in the first quarter. I had my glasses on him when he went into the deep corner, and the official was right there looking at him, and he just dragged his toes.
Dead ball, delay of game, still 1 try.
But I don't know what in the world Haller could have done with it.
Well, he played it as well as he possibly could. The ball was thrown as good as you want to throw it. It had to be good.
Now Carlson from the 15-yard line for the extra point. Got it. I think J.D.'s hot today. He warmed up before the ball game with a couple of 65-yarders.
You could call one company to take your package to an address across town. And you could find somebody to take your package to any address cross-country. Then you could call a third outfit that could take your package overseas. And yet another that could take your package overnight. But there's only one company you could call if you only wanted to make one call.
On a night like this, you'll be grateful for a safety feature found in almost every Chrysler car you rent from Thrifty. A safety feature Thrifty hopes you'll never see. It's an airbag. That's right, an airbag. In about half the time it takes to blink your eye, this airbag can inflate and save your life. At Thrifty, we take safety as seriously as savings. Thrifty, because it's your money.
Whenever my brother Tom and his friends had to decide what game to watch on TV, it was a toss-up.
Heads or tails? Heads.
Then Tom got smart.
Very smart!
He got this Magnavox TV with a built-in smart window, so Killer could watch football on the main screen.
And without getting mad when Stork and I check out basketball on the smart window.
You might say Magnavox saved your friendship, Tom.
You could actually say it saved my life.
Magnavox. Smart choice. Very smart.
The Big Ten race heats up when Michigan State invades Illinois to meet running back Howard Griffith on the Fighting Illini. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
Here's a look at one that is close with a cigar.
Alexander's go back and take a look at the touchdown. In the far corner, his knee hits just before he goes out of bounds. And the reaction of Elvis Gerbach.
That's what happened in the very authoritative drive by
Steve Morrison, the true freshman, starting at inside linebacker in place of John Milligan. Milligan was a fifth-year senior, and this young man has been on campus about 2 months.
Milligan out with a broken foot. Hyland Hickson in the ball game now at 220 pounds at tailback, number 30. Eno's pass is completed to Brian Smolinski, the fifth-year senior from Farmington Hills. And he's past the marker for a first down at the 49. Jim Walden at Iowa State, you just saw their score there. He solved all this hassle over the locker room business. He threw everybody out.
Ohio State, Indiana, tied. Yep, final.
Wisconsin's given Iowa the business today, too. Ole Miss pounced on Georgia. Hickson and Duckett are both in the ball game now. Both tailbacks. And they give it a Duckett. And that's a slashing run. Good for almost a first down. Not quite. It's going to be a yard shy. But if he doesn't get a trip as he made his cut through the hole, he might still be running.
Perlis' style is tough and physical. He just wants to take some time off the clock. Really wants to be conservative. Especially with the loss of Courtney Hawkins, he doesn't have all of his offensive weapons.
Well, they had him last year at East Lansing. They just didn't convert on fourth down. Trip Welburn made the great play. He made the big hit to keep him out of the end zone. And I'm not sure they made their first down there. As Hyland Hickson, the big back, 220 pounds of him, tried to reach in and pick off the first down.
That's David Key right there. He is a cornerback. Always goes to the short side of the field. He will be blitzing some today, and that time he was. It was a running play, and he got in on part of the tackle.
Hickson leaves the game now, and they did not make it. They're looking at third down. It's a Duckett. He's got it now. And then some. First down at the Michigan 22. And they are finding room in the middle. Between the tackles.
We talked about the strength and weaknesses. 36 is Morrison, the true freshman, runs himself out. And the strength for Michigan State was their tailback position. And Duckett gaining some valuable yardage and picking up a big first down.
Ball is marked inside the 22. First down for the Spartans. James Bradley is the wide man, top of the picture. Left side of the Michigan State line left a little early, I think. Looked like somebody up at the top of the picture, possibly Heaton, left a little soon. Yep. Here's Jackaroo.
Keith, you know, you're talking about 3 foot injuries here at Michigan on the University of Michigan team. Their turf is very, very hard. They call it a hard turf. There's very little grain to it at all. Here's what some of the teams are doing, namely Michigan. They're introducing basketball shoes to players that have had problems with their knees or with foot problems. These are normal basketball shoes, and that's what they're using. The added cost to the operation, $28,000.
One of these days they're going to plow this stuff up, plant some grass
just
here.
What I was thinking. They probably won't be needing that next year because if what we hear is correct, the likelihood is they'll have real grass here next year.
Sebastian Small is in the game. Enos is back to throw it. Passes away. Pass is caught by Tony Rollins. And Rollins is knocked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Michigan in the opening possession, taking it down the field for a touchdown to lead it 7-0. And right here, let's pause 5 seconds so our ABC stations can tell you who they are. Second down and 1 for the Michigan State Spartans. The ball is just inside the Michigan 13-yard line. Kiko Duckett, single back now. Duckett with the ball. They give it to him 7, 8 yards deep, and he goes searching along the line of scrimmage looking for his opening, and his openings so far in the game have been in the main between the tackles. It is 6 carries and 43 yards in this first possession for Duckett.
The last 2 weeks, Michigan State has totaled a lot of offense. They've won one of those games and lost one. Their touchdowns this year, a little bit better defense, but their touchdowns this year, as you look at Michigan defensively, Michigan State has scored on the ground 8 of 9 times.
It's first and goal from the Michigan 9. Sebastian Small in the lineup, a 205-pound freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Hickson left the game limpy. That's why he's not in there, with Small sticking his head into the stack and getting 1 yard on that carry.
It's a tough call right here, Keith. 3rd down and second down, excuse me. 2nd down and goal from the 8. Anytime you're inside the 10-yard line and you want to try and throw the football, you don't have a lot of room. The defensive guys are more aggressive. They don't have a lot of room to cover.
They've got McFarland, number 17, wide at the top of the picture up there. Eno stands up, looks for it, pulls it down, takes off, touchdown.
Quality drive. Take a look at it from the end zone. Starts to the left, defense's left, and then looks like he wanted to throw it back to the right side, our right anyway, and a huge hole. Big confidence builder for the State offense and for Eno.
And particularly coming off of a flat performance last week. That's doubly so, isn't it? Here's the kick by Langloh, and he is now the career scoring leader at Michigan State University with 262 points.
What is it that makes the world so great? Is it the beauty we see everywhere we go? It is. But probably what really makes the world so great is people. We think the same way about our airline, United. Come see what dedication is all about. Come fly the friendly skies.
Presenting the Honda Prelude SI with anti-lock brakes. Never get behind a camera without one.
Well, Michigan took the opener in for a tee, and here comes State right back to answer, and we're even at 7.
Here's the touchdown. He wanted to hit the wide receiver on a slant. Watch the linebackers as they run themselves out. When he looks up to throw the ball, those 2 defensive backs are there, and he just keeps the ball up inside. But watch the linebackers, first of all, run themselves out. Top of your screen, double covered. Pulls it down and just does what a good athlete to do, get as much out of it as he can.
Langloh kicks off high this time, knocks it way back into the end zone. Oh, look out. Howard's going to stay there. Here's Jackaroo.
Keith, we checked on the condition of Highland Hickson. Just some turf burn on his right thigh. I mean, actually on his right calf, and a slight sprain. They retaped it up, but that's not the problem. He was extremely upset when he heard that the team had scored. He sat on the sidelines, hit himself, and said, "That should have been me." He's ready to go back in.
Time to calm down.
Yeah.
Long afternoon left. Don't burn up the adrenaline. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. 7-7 ball game, and here come the Wolverines for their second possession. Same alignment, Bunch and Vaughn behind Gerback. Vaughn from the 20 to the 25. Second down and 5 coming up for the Wolverines now as Alexander comes off the field for the Wolverines. That leaves Howard as the principal wideout. Tony McGee is in there at a tight end position. That's him in motion. Give it back to Vaughn, and there's a big hole for John Vaughn. One man. Finally run down from behind by Dixon Edwards, and a big play for Vaughn, and first down Michigan at the Michigan State 33.
Take a look at it from behind. Now watch the offensive lineman, all straight blocking, Watch the fullback block on Bulla right here, right up the middle. Big man on all the big men. Bunch, the big fullback, does his job, and then Vaughn says, if you get me in the secondary, I can make something good happen.
42-yard pickup. That's the speed that was worrying Perlis. George concerned about their back able to make a big play out of a small opening. Allen Jefferson in now as they get Vaughn out for a breather. Give it to the fullback Bunch. Big carries for the first time today and picks up a couple of yards, and that's all. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. Michigan's opening possession was a touchdown. Michigan State's opening possession was a touchdown. And we're all even, and the Wolverines now trying to go at it again. Michigan, of course, ranked #1 in all the national polls. Michigan State, having lost to Iowa at home last week, dropped out of sight in the poll. Win here today, they'll be back among us. Second down and 8. Gerback down the middle, wide open Howard. Desmond Howard, first down Michigan. Michigan State 13-yard line.
So look at Howard, number 21, is dangerous because of his running ability. He was a running back in high school. In fact, he played high school ball with Elvis Gerbach back in Ohio. He wasn't a wide receiver, though. He was a tailback.
Vaughn is back in now at tailback on first down at the Michigan State 13. He's got the ball. He hit the marker as he went out. It may be first and goal.
And he hit Sparky, too. Finished off the mascot for the Spartans.
First and goal, Michigan. Vaughn now with 90 yards on 8 carries.
Whew. And it hasn't been a lot of fancy stuff. The offensive line has just been blocking straight ahead, giving him a little bit of a crease, and he's doing the rest.
Go to the wishbone now. Jefferson checks in. Vaughn.
Give me
about the 1-yard line. Wilson gets up a bit slowly. Bobby Wilson for Michigan State. Gary Moeller is still your offensive coordinator, isn't he?
Yeah. He's over there with his cap and his clipboard, and he's got a lot of things going.
Second down and goal. Vaughn, no. Number 19, Freddie Wilson. And number 97, Bobby Wilson, the primary tacklers on the play. They stuffed him for a yard loss.
There's a look at Wilson, Freddie Wilson, number 19, missed last week's game against Iowa with an ankle injury. And there's some doubt as if he's going to be able to make it through the entire ball game. Good force man, good tackler.
Third and goal from the 2. Vaughn. No. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1.
Take a look at the line of scrimmage. Who wins the line of scrimmage? Looks like this side that the State Spartans do, but you know, there's no question that what Schembechler would do, and now Moeller, there's no doubt what he's going. He's going for it, and I'll bet it's a run at the same side, right side.
I'll tell you what, a Michigan field goal here, or first and goal from the 3, is a win for Michigan State in this particular scrimmage. That's Vaughn bouncing outside, going to the goal line, and he did not score. And that's a win for Michigan State in the skirmish, for sure. I can't help but reflect on the fact, though, each time the quarterback, Gerbach, could have put it in his pocket and walked in.
But that's not the Michigan way. That's not Schembechler's and Moeller's way. Moeller has been with Schembechler 18 of the last 21 years. They wanted to run it in. They wanted to run it over the right side.
And they didn't.
When I started this company, the very first thing I did was make my employees owners. It's real simple. Owners sweat every detail. When I do business, I want to work with people who care as much as I do. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car.
Nobody works like an owner. Nobody cares like an owner.
With great service and low rates at Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
I'm State Farm agent Jeff Libby. One of the most gratifying parts of my job is helping young parents, people who are just beginning to understand what life insurance is all about. Young couples don't need a sales talk. They just need to talk to someone who understands them and their life insurance needs. Now, I know what that promise of security means, and I don't believe there's a better promise a parent can make.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
Bill Johnson, number 96, is the big guy that's going to stuff this.
To the right side. The big man right there. He makes the first hit, and then his friends come and help. Michigan State makes a big play. They haven't got out of their territory yet.
On the 1-yard line, Enos will get out close to the 3 on a quarterback sneak.
State has the ball, but they don't have very good position. Obviously, Michigan didn't score, but you still need to get some yardage and make at least a first down or two, so you give your punter some room.
Todd Plate is now checked in the defensive secondary, and he shares that corner spot with Lance Dutton. And those corners blitz sometimes for the Michigan Wolverines. Probably not here. That's inside the 5. The ball carrier Duckett is bent back from the 5. So after 15 minutes, it's what we thought it'd be. They're behind the barn for this one. It's a fist fight.
Under 2 miles of solid rock, under the beds of prehistoric seas, BP added millions of barrels of oil to American reserves last year with a new way of drilling, sideways. And that's a turn in the right direction. BP. Feel free to hum along. The
Pacific hatchback from Honda.
Main Yugoslavian and very sensitive Laker brother Vlade Divac looks a whole lot better now because he just shaved off his beard with the new Schick Slim Twin Plus with aloe.
How'd it go, Vlade?
Nema problema. Was the blade narrowing up?
Nema problema. How do you like the new aloe comfort strip? I'm no longer irritating.
Try the new Slim Twin Plus with aloe. It reaches every place on every sensitive face.
So now make a good like me face?
Problema, Vlade. Big problema.
From Schick.
For live in-concert performance, Optimus, available at Radio Shack, America's technology store.
George would like to hang one up today. Ball is just short of the 5-yard line. It is third down. Enos and Duckett bump together. Enos pulls it down and will be taken out of bounds right around the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. I don't know whether that was a planned quarterback roll or not, but Duckett was in no position to take possession of the ball.
Yeah, I think it was. It was a safe call. Get outside the pocket, try and make the first down rushing, but the true freshman, Morrison, got over, made the tackle, and stopped him. It's fourth down.
Yeah, it's on the 10. I said the 6, but it's on the 10. They had to get almost to the 11 to get the first down because the ball started half a yard away from the goal line in this possession. Michigan State only in their second possession of the game, and we're opening the second quarter of play. So it'll be fourth down and a foot or so. And coming into the ball game will be the kicking unit for Michigan State. Josh Butlin is number 88, stands 6'5", weighs 246 pounds. And the 37-plus average is a little deceptive. He got some heat on it, but the kick is away, and it's a beauty all the way back to the 34-yard line. There is a penalty flag back up where the punter hit the ball because the punter was knocked down. So I think that one may come back, and Michigan State may come out of it with a first down.
Take a look from the right side of the screen. There's no roughing when he kicks it, but the man that tries to block it from the right side there goes underneath the punter, and the punter comes down on him. And that's the call. That's running into. It's not big. It's 5 yards, but in this particular instance, that's enough. They only needed a half a yard for the first down. They get the job done, and
a 5-yard running into the kicker, foul by the defense. First down.
So it's an opportunity here for the Spartans now to get a little real estate at their back and give them some room to roam. It'll come out near the 16-yard line.
It's a tough break for Moeller. The kid Wallace, who tried to block, did everything that he was supposed to do, stayed away from him, just landed on the ground, and the punter came down on him. Big break, though, for Michigan State. To look at Chuck Bulla, the middle linebacker. I think he shaved his head sometime.
Enos turns, gives the ball to Duckett. And Duckett, running inside still, is up to the 22-yard line and picks up better than 6 yards. The Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by American Honda, is Mark Hagan, junior linebacker, Indiana University. American Honda, proud to support amateur athletics, presenting a check for $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of Indiana. Mark's major, business management, 3+ GPA, home Carmel, Indiana, and we'll be over in Bloomington in a couple of weeks with these Michigan Wolverines to see what happens. Indiana having its hands full today with Ohio State. not much on that play with Duckett and Hickson lined up together in the backfield. And you'll be looking at 3rd down and about 4.
The key matchup we'll be watching today, the 5th-year quarterback Danny Enos for Michigan State. He's a very intelligent player, does a lot of checking off at the line of scrimmage. Trip Welburn is the strong safety, an All-American from last year, does a lot of safety blitzing, makes big plays. Defensive coordinator Lloyd Carr says, I like to put him in places to make big plays. That means sometimes he's going to be blitzing from the outside. Enos will be watching him prior to snap and then again after snap. You always want to know where he is.
Eric Moten is out of there right now, and Brett Lorius is in at a guard position for Michigan State. Enos gives the ball to Tico Duckett, and he's close, but just short. Trip Welburn, number 3, Martin Davis, 86, are the 2 people who get him. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Welburn was on the line of scrimmage, as we had just talked about, forced to play back into Davis. You know, Michigan State has to punt, but at least they moved the ball out from their 1-yard line to give their defense a little breathing room.
Welburn is back now in the receiving position under the punt as Butland comes back. There are 10 Wolverines up there, so they're still showing Butland are coming after him. No pressure, however, and the kick is very high, and it's forcing Welburn into a Bearcats call at the 31. A 46-yard punt, no return, 12:24 to go, first half.
Operator. Yeah. Operator. Ooh, yeah. No one doesn't like the ball.
In 1896, Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays and changed the world of medicine. Those first X-ray tubes were made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens manufactures imaging technology that helps doctors save lives. And with 35,000 people nationwide, the men and women of Siemens will continue to manufacture ideas that even Professor Röntgen never dreamed of. Siemens, precision thinking.
Better get your Air Jordan Flight Club calendar from Wheaties.
On the box, Jocks. Just get it.
Red Devil enamel. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary paints, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil enamel for the finish of a lifetime.
To test the Eagles' might. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
The Michigan Wolverines with the ball now as they come up first down at their own 31-yard line. It's a tie ball game at 7-7. Corner McGee is the tight end in motion. John Vaughn has the ball, cannot turn the corner. Very, very good support coming from Alan Haller, the cornerback on the boundary side.
In the first quarter, Michigan had the ball for 2 possessions and Michigan State only 1. That's why their total yardage is a little bit more, 142 to 84. Key thing is there, 93 yards rushing in the first quarter. The big matchup between offensive and defensive line goes to Michigan in the first quarter with 93 yards rushing.
Call it second down and 9. Day and throws a bad pass. He didn't want to get it too far upfield because he could see Dixon Edwards lurking along the sidelines, and so he threw it behind his receiver and incomplete. Well, Ohio State, Indiana wind up in a 27 tie at Bloomington, huh? My goodness. Iowa, which scored 12 points last week, and beat Michigan State. Third down. Bunch the fullback, the protector. Gerboff passes away and caught by Howard. Howard is hammered short of the first down. Number 41, Bullough over there in a hurry to get him. And so the Spartan defense holds Michigan, and the Wolverines now will have to go to the punt. Eddie Ascona, a sophomore from Montreal, will kick the ball. Not very well either. Cold dead shank, but it gets a great tail-dragging run and goes down and out of bounds at the 21-yard line. 7-7 tie after that 41-yard punt.
This is the newest Accord from Honda, the Accord SE. It has an even more powerful engine, a quiet, leather-trimmed interior, and perhaps best of all, anti-lock brakes. At Honda, we're always thinking ahead.
A little brains, a little luck, and a lot of late nights. A good family, a good spot, and some good advice. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Michigan State football, first down at their own 22-yard line. McFarland, number 17, Mark McFarland. Speedster, 5'9", in at a wide-out position. Duckett and Hickson are split backs behind Enos. And he's going to throw it. He gets it away, and it is incomplete. Sometimes what happens during the course of practice during the week will tell you what kind of a game is going to be played on Saturday by a team. Here's what Dan Enos told us yesterday.
After a tough loss like that to Iowa, it was, you know, I was disappointed. Everybody was real disappointed, to say the least. And I thought there was one thing I would have to do, even if I didn't feel like doing it. I had to come out here every day this week and put a smile on my face and hustle a little harder, and that's what I did. And I think that helped out a little bit because with the help of Eric Moten and a couple of those seniors on the offensive line, we had some really good practices this week, and a lot of guys were hustling around. It's the best week of practice I think we've had this year.
So far, they're playing like it. On second down and 10, passes drilled. The tight end, Kurt Prinz, a big 240-pound sophomore from Muskegon. He's at the 30. He is 2 yards short of the first down.
His defensive coordinator, Lloyd Carr, on the Michigan sideline, has done an outstanding job for many years at Michigan. I was talking to him yesterday. He said he got a call this week from Bo Schembechler. he said he sounded like the head coach again. He said, Lloyd, he says the only way those guys can beat us is if they can run the football. Lloyd said, I know that.
Third and 2. Well, the second effort puts him close. Duckett was hit by Eric Anderson. Couldn't hold him. And the leg drive carried him close to a first down. That'll bring in the paramedics for one thing. No, I guess not. One of the Michigan fellows very slow getting up. I thought T.J. Osmond might have been hurt, but not so. Stanford had how many yards? 230 yards in the first quarter.
First quarter alone against a darn good defense.
Well, that's a look at this. Texas jumping on the Okies, but Stanford, with any luck at all, would have only one loss, if that. right, it's first down for Michigan State. Watching on the sidelines, and we'll get to him after this play, is Courtney Hawkins, the wideout right there, who's strapped up and is going to be missing for quite a while. But he brings an awful lot to the Michigan State offense, and when he's out of there, they really feel it. But I mean, they really felt it last week.
Outstanding player, and the team did not adjust to his absence last week.
Hickson and Rollins are the backs behind Enos, and this is Hickson, and Hickson is taken down hard by Eric Anderson for a yard pickup. And now let's hear something from Courtney Hawkins. Jack?
Courtney, it looked as if this was going to be an All-American year for you, and then at Rutgers you had a problem and you got a broken collarbone. How frustrating is it for you to be here on the sidelines, especially in a big game like this?
I mean, it hurts. It hurts any athlete who has to sit out a game. But I'm here, I'm cheering my team on, and cheer them to a victory today.
4 to 6 weeks, what can you do to stay in shape? Do you work out every day? Do you work the weights? Is it tougher to be wounded like this?
Yeah, it's tough, but I ride the bike, and that's all basically I can do right now is ride the bike and try to keep my legs.
Keith?
Second down. 9. And a thundering charge by Mike Evans, number 92.
Evans is over here. The fake is going to go this way, but Evans doesn't buy it as the quarterback tries to get back to the left side. That's Kobe Heaton, 67. That's just good defensive play. Well taught by coordinator Lloyd Carr. Evans was born in the Virgin Islands. Only played a year and a half of high school football. He really hasn't played a lot. He's a redshirt sophomore.
Big enough, 255 pounds. Third down and very long, like 17. Tight end, number 95, Prince. Up high, gets it, brings it down, but only a very short pickup for 4 yards, and it brings in the punter, Butlin, on 4th down. The home crowd likes it. The defense is now beginning to assert themselves. The goal line stand by Michigan State. Both teams having scored on their first possessions of the ball game, but following the goal line stand by Michigan State, it has been a defensive ball game.
Both teams have good special teams, and this could be an area where the game could turn.
The ball bounces back to the punter, but Butlin gets it away, and it's a mile high. It's above the rim of the stadium, believe it or not. And it's back inside the 30. It'll be Michigan ball. First down at the 27, a 45-yard punt.
Heard from an old student. Remember Brian McKenna? Smart kid.
Good ball player. Great hands.
Where's he going to college? He's not.
Too bad.
Studying aviation electronics.
But you said...
In the Navy. Then college.
The Navy College Fund in Montgomery, GI Bill. Over $25,000 for your college education.
You and the Navy.
Like I said, smart kid.
Full speed ahead.
Spend less time at the pump. The CRX HF from Honda.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
Yeah, and you know what happened? The next Saturday after that, Minnesota beat them 16-0. And that was sort of in Gary's mind this week as they went about their work. Gerback hands the ball to John Vaughn on first down from the 27. And that's a couple of yards to the 29, and that'll do it. Those big guys up front, Dingman, Elliott, Skrepenak, and Doring all live. 3 of them live together. You can believe that.
Yeah, that's they're 6'5", 300 pounds of Doring, Dingman, and Skrepenak.
It's in a building made of heart oak.
2-bedroom apartment, huh?
2nd down and 8. Gerbach to throw it. Good protection. Man open. Desmond Howard. Tackle by Haller of Michigan State. 1st down, Michigan.
Howard leads the Big Ten in touchdown receptions with 5.
Ball resting just beyond the 43 on the Michigan side of the field. 7-7 tie. 6:45 to go, 1st half. Vaughn. Just over the 45 and rolled back by William Reese, the big sophomore tackle for Michigan State from Cincinnati. Monday night, one of the top runners in the history of collegiate football, to be sure, and a man really in a lot of ways waiting to make his mark in professional football, Herschel Walker. The Minnesota Vikings will go off to the Philadelphia Eagles, Randall Cunningham and company. The Eagles have not had a particularly glorious start on the season.
Mike Lynn leaving the Vikings too.
9 Eastern time on ABC Sports. Down the middle, Gerbach. Oh my goodness, off the hands of Derek Alexander. He's young. 6'2", 190 sophomore from Detroit, and the ball was right on his feet. That's the 2nd one he's dropped today.
He's normally a sure-handed receiver. You look on his wristband, he's got the name of his brother, Steve. He does that in honor of his brother. That was Steve was killed in 1988 in an accident in Germany while in the Army. An outstanding receiver. These Wolverines just keep turning out fine receivers.
3rd down and 9. Gerbach getting some pressure. Throws it away. He was trying to set up a screen to Vaughn, and Michigan State just thoroughly messed it up.
They were in man-to-man coverage, and as soon as Vaughn slid out there, Bullis slid out there with him because that was his man to cover.
Winters goes deep for the Spartans. This time that's going to get a little better kick away, and a fair catch is called. Ball resting at the 23 of Michigan State. Haller made that reception for the Spartans. It was only a 32-yard punt. It was Vuletich, number 33, Brian Vuletich. That's your halftime schedule. I guess the world has picked on that 5th down business down at Columbia last week. I tend to agree with most people, though, who say the Missouri coaches have to be aware of what's going on. And if they'd have come running out on the field and said, just hold the phone.
Yeah, well, they said they were aware, but they weren't strong enough in their conviction quickly enough to do anything about it.
1st down for the Spartans. And Duckett searches around a little bit. Gets it across the 25 up near the 27. Moten, who had a twisted ankle and was relieved by Laureus, has now returned to the ball game for Michigan State.
And he's a key player in that offensive line. They compare him to some of the great offensive linemen they've had here in the past at Michigan State.
Moten is the 300-pounder on the offensive front. On 2nd down, Enos rolls it and lets it go, and it is caught at the 41 by James Bradley. That's his first catch of the day, and James is another one who had a hard day last Saturday. This time he reels it in.
Bradley is the wide receiver opposite Courtney Hawkins, and he probably is going to suffer more than anybody else from the loss of Hawkins, because anytime you lose an outstanding receiver and you're the one that's left, they're going to double you, and he's going to have some tough time catching football.
First down, Spartans 41-yard line. Hickson is the back. He's got the ball, bouncing around, and can't get away from Mike Evans, who has become a force in the defensive front for the Wolverines. Looking at Central Michigan. Eastern Michigan is going to be playing tonight. And the younger Langlo, Jim, is a kicker over at Eastern Michigan, sophomore. My brother John is working here at Michigan Stadium this afternoon. I guess the Big Green of Dartmouth. Kind of a strong member of that Ivy group this year, aren't they? Second down. And the pass thrown down the middle is short to the 48-yard line. Kurt Prince. Having the blitz-kicking brothers is a pair of them out west that have done that same thing. You got Travis Henson, Jason Henson. Jason's over at Washington State. Travis went to the University of Washington. They'll be kicking against each other these days.
Michigan State's going to get a timeout.
3:51 to play in the first half.
Saturday, KC's new arrival makes for an uneasy alliance.
We're losing it. You're having it.
The Washington Post says Dana Delaney is still the sexiest thing on television. China Beach. Then
we've got to find the one-armed man.
It's clues uncovered.
Oh, my God.
And secrets unearthed.
They didn't bury you deep enough.
Twin Peaks Saturday.
The Big Ten race heats up when Michigan State invades Illinois to meet running back Howard Griffith on the Fighting Illini. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
Third down and 2 coming up with the ball resting near the 49-yard line at 3:51 to go at a 7-7 tie. Started out, Michigan took it the length of the field from their point of possession, stuck in the end zone on a pass, Gerbach to Alexander. Michigan State came right back as Enos ran it in. And since then, after the goal line stand, it's been a defensive ball game.
Talk about some limber backs right there, huh?
Next Saturday, Michigan State will go to Champaign to test the Fighting Illini. That'll be at 3:30 Eastern time. This game and the one next week, and then the week following, Michigan and Indiana leading along the way as to which team is the probable for the Big Ten spot in the Rose Bowl. And then November 10, Illinois comes here to Michigan Stadium. All right, the Spartans have had their conversation now. And on 3rd and 2, let's see what they've decided to try. Rob Roy is in the backfield. He is a blocking fullback, but quite a good pass receiver. Number 27. Enos rolls, keeps it, gets his first down. It'll be first down Michigan State at the Michigan 48-yard line. Number 52, Matt Keller, 280-pounder, got out in front of his quarterback that time and helped him get that first down. Virginia won big. Miami, Kansas just underway. Oklahoma, Texas, you saw a moment ago. Sooners has now scored. Florida, Tennessee is tonight. Auburn kicking Vandy. Nebraska gets it rolling against Missouri. And Missouri probably a little downhearted after what happened last week. Notre Dame won by 30 over the Air Force. First down, Michigan State. Not much room for Highland Hickson. He's right about the line of scrimmage as he goes down. He lost a yard on the hit. T.J. Osmond, the middle guard, the first man to get to him, the senior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Alex Marshall is in uniform, but he has not played since the early season injury. Once he rounds back into shape, it'll be important because they'll need him in the month of November. Tico Duckett checks back in as Enos drops the throw on second down 11. steps away from the pressure and then goes down at midfield. The man who finally got him was number 86, Martin Davis. As he stepped away from the backside pressure, Davis was there waiting for him.
Well, you always hear about the coverage sack that is talked about. The man-to-man coverage, tight coverage downfield, nobody to throw to, and he didn't just throw it up and make a big mistake.
Well, despite that big start by Stanford over Southern California in a game being played out in Palo Alto today, the Trojans now getting a field goal to pull within 6. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. The ball right at midfield. 3rd down and 12 for Michigan State. Game is tied at 7. McFarland in motion. Enos has time. Passes away. Passes incomplete. Number 3 was curling across. And Bradley looked like he might have thought the ball was intended for Smolinski and did not make much of an effort to catch it.
Neither one of them came to the inside. There were 2 going away from the line of scrimmage about 20 yards downfield. The one man that was there was Welburn.
And so that'll bring in the kicker. 10 times now, Butland has knocked the ball or killed the ball inside the 20-yard line for Michigan State. Normally kicks it very, very high. Does again. Great kick. Great bounce. They've done it again on the 3-yard line. Can't do it any better.
One of the strengths of Michigan State are their 2 kickers, Langloh and Butland, and you're seeing it here today.
Square grooves.
Yeah. Spoken like a true golfer.
Well, they've moved the ball out now. Where'd they move it to?
Well, they should have moved it to where it was first touched.
All at the 8-yard line. Minute 36 remaining to play in the first half. Let's see now if Michigan is willing to go to the clubhouse. Tied at 7. John Vaughn. Vaughn is across the 30. First down, Wolverines at the 31-yard line.
Just straight blocking up front, and the man who didn't get there is the middle linebacker, Chuck Bulla, who should run from sideline to sideline as Vaughn goes over 100 yards in the first half here today. Bulla replaces Percy Snow, who was All-American at that position last year.
Burbach throws underneath the Vaughn, and it's incomplete. Bounces off his numbers. Edwards was there defending. Probably just as well. Timeouts remaining. Michigan State on defense with 2. Michigan on offense with 3.
You know what amazes me about this Michigan offense? They lost 5 of the 6 skill players to graduation last year. I mean, the tight end, the 2 running backs, the quarterback, and the wide receivers. 5 to 6 are gone. They just reload. Bunch, the fullback, is the only one back. Those wide receivers are maybe as good as the 2 they lost last year.
Speaking of Bunch, he is taken down by Cliff Confer, number 62.
It was a reverse. You got to slow the lineman down so you can get the handoff. Confer, one of the defensive linemen in that stunt 4-3 that does a lot of moving and twisting, crisscrossing. They don't always come straight. Come crooked sometimes.
Loss of 6. Jefferson out. Vaughn back in. Clock running, coming up on 40 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down, 16. Ball given to John Vaughn. And he gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, 31-32-yard line. Clock is continuing to run, and now I think Michigan's willing to let it go.
Michigan State should stop it.
Yep. They've got 2 timeouts, and somebody has stopped it. It is Michigan State stopping it. They want to make Michigan punt the ball.
Who's chipping old tires to make safer football fields? Who's producing bigger and better salmon? Who's helping to brighten your world? Who's helping inner city kids cope with new challenges? Who's working to save our national symbol? Who's producing superior apples with fewer chemicals? The Agricultural Experiment Station at Michigan State University. Research for your future.
All right, Michigan is still on the sidelines. Michigan State is out on the field. They've got winners deep. They've got 10 white shirts up there in a sick'em mode.
Well, you know, this would be a good opportunity to try and block it. You only have 24 seconds, and if he punts it away, the chances of bringing it back aren't that good. So I expect to try and block the punt.
As Kona. Well, he gets it away. Not terribly long, and Brian Winters gets a fair catch call at the 40-yard line. 28-yard punt. 18 seconds to play. You got time for 2 plays. And Michigan band will be on at halftime for a bit.
There's something special. We saw them a little bit before the ball game. A lot of fun.
Oh, they're terrific. Now, both these bands, Michigan State, Michigan both.
Yeah. And they're both here. Michigan State's band came over. How long a bus ride is that from East Lansing?
Not 60 miles. Well, it depends on your driver.
You can hand it off to your back or throw it over.
Oh, intercepted. It's Chris Hutchinson with the interception. The ball was tipped, and Hutchinson caught it, and there's a penalty flag. So a whole lot going on that play.
The one thing you don't want is to turn the ball over when you played an error-free first half. Perlis obviously upset.
We had illegal touching by the offense on the play. Declined. The interception stands.
Eno's trying too hard to make something happen. That's Davis, number 86, that gets in and knocks him down. Hutchinson, 97. Interception.
The illegal touching of the ball, however, is the fact that it hit one of the offensive linemen.
Yeah, that's insignificant.
Yeah.
Take a look. Good offensive line blocking. They finally do a good job. Hutchinson gets blocked, and he makes the interception.
Well, the ball is marked down at the 36-yard line with 10 seconds to go, and now the Wolverines have a chance for a play, and old Chris is enjoying his first interception in his career. A completion, they could have a field goal shot here. There's the pass. It's Howard. It's good. First down. Clock stops with 4 seconds, and the ball is at the 11. Oh, did that blow up, huh?
But when you have people at the wide receiver position that make big plays, this will happen. Here's Howard. He's just going to go down and catch the ball right in this area. He looks this safety over this way. I mean, there's nothing scientific about this. He says, just run down in that seam, and I'll lay it up. People say that Gerbach doesn't have a nice touch. That was a nice touch right there.
J.D. Carlson is in the ball game. Number 38 will try a 28-yard field goal and give the Wolverines the lead at halftime. It looked like it was going to be Michigan State getting the last snap of the half. Instead, you had your first turnover of the first half, but suddenly, after that pass play, Michigan with a chance to lead at half. Solomon puts it down. Plenty of leg on it, and it's no good. He hooked it left. Well, into the locker room they go with plenty to talk about. Number 1, Michigan 7, Michigan State 7.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. And by Hewlett-Packard LaserJet printers. They'll get you noticed. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Think about it. There are thousands of building products in there, so which do you ask for? Just ask for Georgia Pacific. Even if you forget that our Southern Gold plywood is double sanded for smoothness. Even if steam cured and solid lineal are Greek to you, just remember that every GP product has superior performance built in. So if ceramic coated granules or Acraglass top coat seem impossible to remember, just ask for Georgia Pacific. That's all you need to know.
The Accord Coupe from Honda. You have to drive it to believe it.
Sunday love is tested when this hot lady lawyer defends her husband for killing his mistress.
I want us to have a chance.
Don't touch me!
In defense of a married man, Sunday.
If you're not watching movies on a Mitsubishi big screen television, you're not seeing them the way they were meant to be seen. Mitsubishi big screen TV. It's not a big television, it's a small theater.
These days, you can buy a low-price cellular phone almost anywhere. But down the road, will they be there when you need support like warranty service, routine maintenance, or answers on cellular service? NYNEX will. NYNEX Cellular Centers will help you at every turn, even if you didn't buy from us. Don't go it alone. Go with the experts. For mobile communications, the answer is NYNEX.
Laughing at Life in New York tonight at 7:30.
ABC Sports and the Prudential, celebrating 20 years of college football together, present the Prudential Halftime Report. Brought to you by the Prudential, your piece of the rock. We won't let you get it until you've got it. Now from our ABC studios in New York, here's Roger Quaggle.
Hi, everybody, and I hope you're enjoying this Saturday of college football. Get you caught up to date on what's happening right now with Michigan State and Michigan. Of course, the game you're watching tied at 7 at halftime, and the Wolverines blew a golden opportunity to move out in front. J.D. Carlson, a 29-yard attempt as the second quarter ends. And look at that. How close? Well, it wasn't good enough. Tied at 7. Meanwhile, Virginia moves to 6-0 on the season. Big day for wide receiver Herman Moore, 6 receptions, 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. 31-0 over North Carolina State, and quarterback Sean Moore, a good day for him. 11 of 18, 194 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 1 and 1 interception. He's having a tremendous year, Heisman type of year. Miami and Kansas down at the Orange Bowl. Right now, the Hurricanes have moved out to a 10-0 lead in the second quarter. Peter Gardere has thrown a touchdown pass to Kerry Cash. They lead Oklahoma. The Longhorns do 7-3. Of course, that game at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Auburn big right now in the fourth quarter. They lead Vanderbilt 56-6. Stan White to Greg Taylor on a couple of touchdown passes in that game. Well, Nebraska and Missouri. This is always a close game. Missouri's got to be down, though, after last week. In the fourth quarter right now, 55-14. Mickey Josephs with 4 rushing touchdowns for the Cornhuskers. Notre Dame big over Air Force. 57-27 the final. Ismail, 6 receptions, 172 yards, a career high, and 1 touchdown. Illinois and Purdue, well, the Boilermakers struggling this year. They trail in the fourth quarter 27-0. Georgia Tech eked one out over Clemson, 21-19. The Tech defense allowed the first touchdown in 19 quarters this year. The big game November 3rd at Virginia could decide the ACC. And also, big game, Stanford and Southern Cal. Right now, Southern Cal has just moved out to a 17-16 lead. That game almost at halftime. Washington and Oregon. And in this game, the Huskies now lead at 14-10. Greg Lewis has had 5 straight 100-yard games. He is awfully strong. He's got a touchdown in this one. Indiana and Ohio State, the final here, 27 apiece, as in this particular game, a very kind of bizarre ending. 1:57 to play. Vaughn Dunbar will go in from 3 yards after the touchdown, but 76, Jason Mack is called for holding right there in the middle of your screen. Plays called back, and 3 plays later, they kicked a field goal to tie it. I want to remind you, coming up on ABC's Monday Night Football, an NFC matchup, the Eagles and the Vikings at Veterans Stadium, live at 9 Eastern on Monday night. And still to come on the Prudential Halftime Report, Colorado and Missouri, one more look back at that controversial ending. But first, more scores from the ABC Sports Board.
Dad?
Yeah?
Where do babies come from?
Well, son, it's like this. Under specific ovulatory circumstances, a male-female interface may generate an incipient life form that over a 9-month time frame displays incremental growth prior to an eventual.
There are some things in this world you just can't explain with a lot of fancy talk.
Determine certain outward characteristics.
At the Prudential, we believe your life insurance policy is one of them. That's why our agents want to be sure you've got it before you get it.
So you understand the advantages of an annuity?
Sure.
Maybe I should just run over that bit again.
Your piece of the rock. We won't let you get it until you've got it.
Welcome back to our ABC studios in New York and the Prudential Halftime Report. In college football news, the Collegiate Commissioners Association has informed the NCAA that split officiating crews will become a thing of the past. Starting in 1991, the home team and non-conference games will have to hire all 7 officials from the same conference. In the past, the crew has been split between the conferences of the home and visiting team. And there have been a lot of controversial split crew games. The CCA hopes this will put an end to that. And joining me right now is Beth Ruyak. And Beth, just because they're all going to be from the same conference doesn't mean there's not going to be any controversy. There are 7 Big 8 officials that can attest to that. They're on indefinite suspension this week after the controversy surrounding that Missouri-Colorado game last week.
Well, Roger, it is amazing that in a week where Michigan grabs the #1 ranking, the story in Missouri actually grabbed most of the headlines. So we went to the expert to hear on the record, for the record, what the rules about this are. He is Dave Nelson, Secretary-Editor of the NCAA Football Rules Committee, also Commissioner of the Yankee Conference. And when we talked with him at his University of Delaware office, he started with a history note that it was back in the early 1900s that football started using 4 downs.
The officials at that time kept the downs under finger with a rubber band.
And just like this, the 7-person officiating crew in Columbia last Saturday was primarily using rubber bands. While the headlinesman is responsible for keeping track of the downs, all the officials are supposed to count and communicate before and after each down. And yet here is what happened. First and goal, Colorado quarterback Charles Johnson spikes the ball to stop the clock at 28 seconds. Second and goal, Eric Bieniemy runs up the middle for a gain of 2.
Someone called a timeout, and that's when I lost track because I was keyed on running 3 plays at that point.
This was Colorado's final timeout, and this is where the mix-up begins. The down marker stays on 2. A pile-up on the 1-yard line with no gain, but a 2 is still on the marker. The officials stop the clock for players to untangle. Now everyone is miscounting, it seems, even the announcers at the game. A 2 is still on the marker.
Clock running. 4th and goal. He downs it. Or was that 3rd down?
That was 3rd down.
That was 3rd down.
The fact that the ball was spiked on the 4th down then leads you to believe what?
Makes me think that it was like misdirection with a magician. Everybody thought, who would spike a ball on 4th down? It must have been 3rd down.
On the Missouri side, the coach knew something was wrong. The players knew something was wrong. The coach said later he didn't do anything because he didn't want to risk a penalty, nor did he want to lose a timeout.
At that point, Coach Stahl could have sent a player immediately to the official and say that the coach wants a conference. There's been a rule improperly enforced.
And officials would have to call timeout to review the plays. Coach Stahl could have called for this conference, according to this new 1981 rule, until the 5th down snap. But for whatever reason, he didn't.
Personally, I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't want to run out on the field.
Finally, a 4 appears on the down marker, although now it's actually 5th down. Johnson carries, the linesman hesitates and calls it a touchdown. Time is out, the game is over. Colorado wins 33-31.
If we were outplayed and the circumstances were fair, that we could very seriously consider forfeiting the game, but that isn't even a question.
This is the game 50 years ago in 1940 that raises the issue of forfeiting in a final play 5th down situation. It was Cornell at Dartmouth.
And 5th down it was.
The Cornell president, Ezra Day, said that if the film showed that there's 5 downs, we'll offer the game to Dartmouth. They offered the game to Dartmouth, and Dartmouth took it.
But technically, Colorado couldn't forfeit even if they wanted to. Back in 1940, teams were not required to play under NCAA rules. Now they are, and the NCAA rules say the game is over when officials declare it over, and the team with the most points then wins the game.
So, Beth, even if Colorado just felt terrible, they couldn't forfeit the game to Missouri if they wanted to.
There's no provision in the rule book to allow them to forfeit. And furthermore, Dave Nelson says the Rules Committee has looked at this over a number of years and considered whether the system should be changed so the counting is more accurate. They've decided it's a good system when it's used the right way. And in fact, there are just bound to be flukes sometimes, as there are upsets.
Thank you very much, Beth. One other footnote to tell you about. The University of Missouri lost a down at a crucial juncture in a game against Oklahoma back in 1959. The center and linebacker on that Missouri team was none other than Colorado football coach Bill McCartney. So 31 years later, he got a lost down back in a very big way against his alma mater. Now, it's time to go back in time for our Prudential Play of the Week. ABC Sports and the Prudential celebrating 20 years of college football together. With the SEC title at stake, Florida has a 21-20 lead against Georgia with just over 1 minute left. The Bulldogs are backed up at their 8-yard line. Al Michaels was there.
Third down. Forced out of the pocket again. Throwing. Has a man open. Scott, 25, 30. Scott to the 40-yard line. To the 50. Lindsey Scott to the 30. To the 20. Can you believe that?
Buck Bellew to Lindsey Scott, 92 yards for the touchdown, and the Bulldogs, who were led by Herschel Walker that year, went on to complete an undefeated national championship season.
Jenny! Now the University of Michigan marching band, conducted by Gary Lewis. The rhythm is going to get you. It's a 7-7 tie here at Michigan Stadium. Our crowd, we haven't had the count yet. It might be 9 o'clock before we get them all counted. It's full for sure. The key play, what was it? Well, it's got to be 4th and goal, right?
Defensive play. This is Big Ten football. I mean, physical defensive play. Michigan took it down the field on their second possession. Vaughn's going to get it over the right side, the 4th time over the right side. Johnson, the big defensive lineman, makes the first hit. Michigan State keeps them out of the end zone, and the score at halftime is 7-7.
The way things have turned, it's right in George Perles' home.
It's the way George wanted it. He wanted a physical game. He wanted it rough and tough. He wanted a defense, and he wants it to come down to the 4th quarter with those 2 good kickers that he has, Langloh and Butler. It's been all Michigan offensively because they've gained more yardage, but Michigan State has had the ball 5 more minutes in the first half.
Well, there's only one set of numbers that count. That's the one on the scoreboard. And it's even right now at 7-7. We'll be back for the second half in a moment.
Every day that goes by, one of the roomiest, lowest priced, and most popular V6 coupes in America is Chevy Beretta. Day by day, more people are winning with.
The heartbeat of America.
Now it's easy to win with the Heartbeat.
Mr. Ian McKenzie. I'm Angus McKenzie. Ian's moved down the road.
Today, with service to more than 180 countries,
Oh, you'd be wanting Ian Alistair Mackenzie.
UPS delivers to nearly 4 billion people,
Russell for McKenzie.
including the extraordinary concentration of Mackenzies along the northeast coast of Scotland.
Mr. Ian Alistair McKenzie. No trouble finding me, did you, lad? No trouble at all.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's important to remember at a time like this, when it's very dark and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
My very sensitive Laker brother, Vlade Divac, just shaved off his beard with the new Schick Slim Twin Plus.
How'd it go, Vlade?
No problema.
How do you like the new Aloe Comfort Strip?
I'm no longer irritating.
The new Slim Twin Plus with Aloe from Schick.
Think you're so bad.
You think that's bad? This is bad.
Hot and spicy chicken. So good, it's bad.
This is the king of bad. I'm telling you.
This isn't bad. This is good. This is incredibly good. Hot and spicy chicken. I say something bad? This October, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. And by Shop Vac Wet Dry Vacuum. If you own a house, you've got to own a Shop Vac.
Well, the dancing is over. We can now really get down and settle this issue in the second half. It is 7-7. It was that way at the end of the first quarter. The biggest moment, as we told you a little while ago, was 4th and goal with Michigan State stopping Michigan. Since that time, the defense has owned this ballgame.
Well, we said at the beginning that Michigan State coming into this stadium would not be intimidated, and they have not been. Here's a look at the statistics in the first half. At the bottom is the time of possession. Michigan State has had the ball about 5 minutes longer. But total yardage-wise, Michigan has dominated 215 to 131. Michigan State has not done much offensively. Aside from the one touchdown drive, which was on their first of the ball game, they have punted the next 3 times, and then at the end of the half had that one interception by Eno.
And that set up a missed field goal by Michigan, and it was little more than a chip shot. But Langloh, Carlson hooked it out.
Usually a reliable, very good kicker. what Michigan did offensively in the first half. Gerbach had a productive half. Vaughn was the big guy at 125 yards, and the two wide receivers, Howard and Alexander, were very prominent.
It was interesting that Vaughn got most of his yardage early, Bob.
Yes, he did. And Michigan State kind of toughened up. Edwards leads him with 6 tackles, and Holler was there with 4. George is not happy about
he's
something.
upset about something. Let's see if Jack can tell us.
Keith, George Perles is down here extremely upset. What's happened since about the second quarter is only one line back to the coach's booth has been operational. The Michigan officials have been working on it, but have only got one line working. George just came over and gave them a piece of his mind, saying, this is outrageous. You ought to take them out. You know what the rules are. If you don't have lines working on one sideline, you got to take them out on the other side.
The Spartans fumbled the ball trying to return the kickoff, never got a hold of it, and Brian Winters finally has to cover it inside the 10-yard line. And so everything kind of off balance and out of sync for Michigan State here as we start the second half of play.
It's a direct result of the injury to Courtney Hawkins. Hawkins usually handles that chore. Winters is a true freshman doing it for the first time last week and also this week.
So the Spartans will start at their own 9-yard line. George, you can see, was...
well, he's right,
well,
Keith.
Of course he is.
If the sideline phones to the assistants on the sideline, to the coaches in the booth, if they don't work, then neither sideline has the advantage of using the phone.
Eno sets him up. Give it to Duckett on a sweep. And waiting for Duckett outside is Lance Dutton, number 22. And he takes him down right around the 15-yard line.
What Michigan State did in the first half, their first drive, 12 plays for a touchdown. They didn't get much accomplished after that, being intercepted on their last possession before halftime.
Call it the 16-yard line and make it second down. Second down and 3. They've got the first down across the 20 to the 21.
The first half for Michigan State, Enos was 7 of 10, but they had the 1 interception that didn't cost him. Duckett had 60 yards. Prinz, the backup tight end, led with 3. Keith, just to finish up with that, here's the defensive leaders. Evans is 6, and the rest of it. To finish up on those telephones on the sideline, the offensive coaches have a line, and the defensive coaches have a line to the booth. One of those lines are out, the other is working. So what they're having to do is, when the offense is on the field, the offense gets that one line, and then vice versa when the defense goes out.
Hyland Hickson jumps over the line of scrimmage, puts his hat on Veda Murray, and rumbles. First down, Michigan State.
There's a look at the Michigan State coaches in the press box. They're the ones that are talking to...
well, there's no room for discussion. The rules are rules. It's very clear. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
You keep it even.
I'm sure the official over there on the sideline said we're working on it. And it's interesting, the first drive of the third quarter, both offensively and defensively, because that's when all the adjustments were made. See what happens.
Dan Enos pitches the ball to Hickson. And Hickson is taken out of bounds by Eric Anderson. So the Spartans get about 3, maybe 4 on that one. And Jack Baruch now with the attitude, the mood of what it was like inside the clubhouse.
And Keith, there was a stark contrast between the two. In Michigan State, they were all pumped up. They felt they dodged a bullet near the end of the half. George Perles kept them all pumped up. Gary Moeller, on the other hand, said we missed 2 scoring opportunities, gentlemen. And as they came out of the locker, they were silent. They were mum. When Michigan State Spartans came out, they had to fight each other coming out the door. They were just plain pumped up.
It's the pressure of being number 1 and playing at home.
Give him 2 yards on that last carry. Make it second down and 8. Here comes Hickson again. So they start out the second half using the big back, Hyland Hickson, and they're hammering away at Michigan's defensive front. John Nealon, the referee, now asks for, it takes time here. 13:05 to go, third quarter, 7-7 tie. Now they've got the ball placed. Third down coming up. Third, 4.5. Smolinski is into the ball game and a wideout. He has not caught a ball today. Almost intercepted by Otis Williams. Had it right in his hands. Enos never saw him.
Williams was a nickelback. Take a look top right of your screen. 36, a linebacker blitzes. They leave some areas open. He was open, but Williams, the nickelback, the backup strong safety, should have made the play.
And once again, Michigan State dodges a bullet. Butlin is in the punt. Fourth of the day. Previous three, all in the middle 40s. Another good one. Boy, he really roots him up, doesn't he? Trip Welburn back, called fair catch back at the 19-yard line of Michigan. That was a 44-yard punt and no return.
We are entering a whole new era, the decade of positive change. Around the world, organizations have realized that you cannot intimidate human beings into productivity. The key is to let people do what they do best, whatever way works best for them. At the same time, fundamental principles of mass production give ordinary people access to powerful technology. That which was affordable to the few becomes available to the many. Mass production becomes mass productivity. The Industrial Revolution meets the Age of Enlightenment. The walls have come down. Opportunity has gone up. And your only limits will be the size of your ideas and the degree of your dedication. People, this is an exciting time to be alive.
Last year, more truck owners switched to Chevrolet than to any other truck.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Nearly 200,000 in just 1 year. So if you're still not driving a Chevy, what are you waiting for? More people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
The Big Ten race heats up when Michigan State invades Illinois to meet running back Howard Griffith on the Fighting Illini. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
12:24 to go in the third quarter in a 7-7 tie between top-ranked Michigan and its neighbor Michigan State. Wolverines ball first down, 19-yard line. Elvis Gerbach hands the ball to John Vaughn, and Vaughn is taken down by Dixon Edwards, who is having a very big ball game for Michigan State. And here's Jack.
Keith, I'm with Fred Crothers from Michigan Bell. Fred, what is the problem with the lines here on the Spartan sidelines?
At this point, it looks like we got trouble either in, we're trying to prove the trouble to the wiring, whether it's in the phone line itself or in their equipment. At this point, we don't know for sure.
Well, they're still working on it, and here's the culprit that they've been working on right down here. Now, do you think you're going to be able to get it solved?
I think so. I'm fully confident we can get it before there's too much longer here.
Kate?
I hope so. Georgia's going to eat it. Gerbach's pass to the sidelines, coming back for the ball. The catch is made, and the Wolverines have a first down as Desmond Howard came back to get it. Quarterbacks all love a receiver that comes back for the ball.
Well, they do, and Gerbach knows Howard very well. They went to high school together. First two possessions, 9 plays each. They didn't score on the second one. That was the one they were stopped on the 1-yard line.
So first down from the 35 now for Michigan. Vaughn with it. weaves through the traffic. When you hear a coach tell a running back, keep your head up, that's exactly what he's talking about, what you just saw.
That's for sure. Keep your head up, keep your eyes open. Gary Moeller makes the calls. Offensive coordinator last year and this year. That hasn't changed any. In fact, he looks more like a coordinator on the sideline than he does a head coach. Sending the plays in by messenger, but then he always has that extra thing he wants to add. A couple weeks ago, he was waving them in, signaling them in. He looked like he was a one-arm paper hanger.
Second down and 2, broken play. Gerbach pulls it down and is going to lose on the play. And Alan Haller, the quarterback on the boundary side, was there to haul him down. Somebody went the wrong way.
Sure did, and it may have been Gerbach. You know, he's not your typical UM quarterback. First of all, he's the tallest ever to play quarterback in Michigan at 6'5", and he is a pure drop-back passer. No option threat. It's the first time in years that Michigan has not had a quarterback that could run the option.
Oh, this gets out there all by himself, and he says, now what do I do?
Yeah.
No. Third down and 7. Oh, he's got Howard down the middle all by himself. I mean, he was lonesome. He could catch the flu and get over it before somebody found him.
Wide open.
6 catches, 103 yards now for Howard.
Well, the receiver is going to come from the left. Look at the pass protection. Nobody gets near him. He hasn't been sacked yet this year. Has a nice opening to see through. Sees Howard breaking into the middle. I'll tell you what, you know, for a team that doesn't throw an awful lot, they have some outstanding wide receivers.
Michigan on the move in a 7-7 ball game. And here comes Ricky Powers. Ricky Powers is a true freshman, 205-pounder from Akron, Ohio. And I mean, he is a good one. Second down and 6.
Michigan State's pretty good in the third quarter as well.
Penalty flag. Gerbach's pass over the head of Howard and just as well, because there were 3 white shirts right there. Alexander was the more open man of the 2. Let's see about the penalty. Offside, Michigan State. So that hurts. That'll get man move it on down to like a second down and 1.5 or 2.
So look at Gerbach. He started 5 games last year when Taylor, the quarterback, was injured. He didn't begin playing. You heard a little bit of the call. He didn't begin playing football until his junior year in high school because his mother thought it was too rough a sport. Moeller first saw him playing basketball in high school when he was on a recruiting trip to recruit the wide receiver here at Michigan, Desmond Howard.
Jefferson checks in, go to the wishbone, give it to Vaughn, and John Vaughn will pick up the first down inside the 25-yard line. Put him down at the 22.
There's a good look at the middle linebacker, Chuck Bulla. He came in to the game today, the second leading tackler in the Big Ten. It's interesting that Michigan State's defense is set up for the middle linebacker to make the tackle. Michigan, however, doesn't have anybody in the top 14 in tackles in the Big Ten. Different setup defensively.
On first down, ball in the middle to the 15-yard line and down to the 10-yard line. Well, I tell you what, you look out there and he looks like he might be a small fellow. Well, he is not. He's 5'11", 200 tough pounds.
You know, that big offensive line gets a lot of the credit. That's Kokozo, 68. But there isn't much that those linemen do for him here. Look at all the green shirts, green helmets, white shirts that have a shot at him. He's a tough little running back.
First down, and I think it'll be first and goal. The ball is right on the 10. This time, Vaughn is taken down by Big Bill Johnson. Johnson probably involved in that futile chase a moment ago. Solves the problem. He goes and does it by himself.
Getting even, right?
Yeah, he's a one-man posse. Big Bill, 290-pound junior from Chicago.
And the first drive of the third quarter for Michigan, they come out with a lot of drive and determination. Moeller certainly got the ear of John Vaughn.
Ball is back on the 13. It's a 3-yard loss, second down and goal. Throws for Buck. And Jarrett had no chance. Bullock coming over to cover. The fullback swinging out of the backfield. That's the one way you can get that middle linebacker out of that stunt 4-3 is to send your fullback out.
Well, especially when you have to play man-to-man coverage. I mean, if Michigan State is playing a lot of man coverage, and they do inside the 20-yard line, then if you send your fullback out, that middle linebacker's got to cover it.
Third down and goal from the 13. Sherlock under pressure to the corner. No! And penalty flag goes down. Freddie Wilson may have pushed him. Been involved with him physically.
Well, he interfered with him, there's no question. The problem is the ball is thrown so high as he was hit. The ball's thrown so high, Wilson, who was beat, lost sight of the ball and just goes and hits him right there. If the ball would have been thrown the way it should have been thrown, he probably would have been there the same time the ball got there.
The defensive pass interference. It'll be first and goal from the 2-yard line.
Wilson obviously was beaten on the play initially.
Looks like the headsets are working again.
It's Norm Parker there, bottom right of your screen, defensive coordinator.
So a huge penalty on Michigan State. And the Wolverines are in business now. First down and goal. They work out of the wishbone at the Michigan State 2-yard line. A 7-7 tie. It goes to John Vaughn. Touchdown. Ball is loose. He don't get the touchdown. Michigan State picks it up. He was reaching to put it over the goal line, and he didn't get it. They're going to call him down back at the 1. Eddie Brown picked it up, and the official, the linesman, has put his foot down and saying he was down at the 1. Here's John Nealon.
The official on the spot rules the ball carrier down on the 1-yard line. It'll be second down.
Well, we'll take a look at it. Michigan again running to the right side on the goal line. Hit by Wilson. Yeah, it's a good call.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Ball came out when it hit the ground. Ricky Powers is now in the backfield. Number 12. The fullback bunt. Touchdown. Michigan.
With the fullback, not the tailback. That's Jenkins, 51. He gets a good hit on him, but when you only have 1.5 feet to go, that's a touchdown and a headache for Bunch.
Well, the kick is good, and I'll tell you what, scoring a touchdown against Michigan State's kind of like running through a bunch of gnarly trees. It is not easy.
Who's
got the marketing plan?
I do.
Sales forecast?
Right here.
Presentation boards?
Murphy's got them.
Where's Murphy?
This is the final boarding call for Delta Flight 6.
Maddie Klein knows careers are riding on Delta flights.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Better go.
Nobody told me you had a cast.
Nobody knew.
Passengers should now be on board.
Maybe that's why more business people fly Delta than ever before.
Mr. Murphy, you have a nice trip.
Thanks. Already had one.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
At BASF, we don't make the plane. We make it lighter. We don't make the lotion. We make it smoother. We don't make the dress. We make it brighter. We don't make the carpet. We make it tougher. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF, the spirit of innovation.
On every trip you take in a Chevrolet, hundreds of hours and millions of dollars have been spent to help make it a safer one. In fact, there are more MDs and PhDs working for your safety than any other car company in the world. So if this looks like an uneventful trip, we worked hard to make it that way. Mile after mile, more people are winning with
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
It's 14-7, Michigan now, having regained the lead. They scored first in the ball game back in the first quarter of play. George asked for and received a conference with the referee, and I think he was stung by the two calls that have gone against him. One, there was the interference call in the end zone, and then they had the fumble call where it was picked up by Michigan State. And he asked for the conference.
They were both good calls, though, as we showed on our replays. I think that replay there was just as the fumble had occurred. And, of course, George felt he could see better from the sideline than the official could right on top of it. Big drive for Michigan, though.
Yep, Michigan now will kick off. Number one has the lead at 7:32 to play. Incidentally, the clock didn't run at all on that scoring play either. So the ball bounces over the head of Brian Winters, and he's got to put it down in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20, where Michigan State will go to work. Well, let's see if maybe there's something wrong with the clock. That's both of them say 7:32, though. We have had this season some unusual moments, haven't we?
Well, we've had a bunch of close calls, but as far as this game is concerned, the officials have been right on it.
Yep. Yes, they have.
And it's a tough job. There's no question about it. They're going to miss some. You just hope they miss them early enough in a ball game that it doesn't determine the outcome. You can go on and do something about it.
They got 3 wideouts now as Enos will throw on first down. Well, he won't either. He's sacked. Martin Davis, 86, outside backer, sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. Loss is back to the 16-yard line.
Well, here's Davis right here. He's just going to beat Heaton, come around the outside. Michigan came into this ball game leading the Big Ten in sacks with 17. That's the third one for them today, and the second one for Davis.
Pass is caught by Smolinski, and he's right at the marker.
That's a big-time throw right there, Keith.
First down.
Yeah. Smolinski came into the game with only 4 receptions in the first 4 games. He is the man that's replacing Courtney Hawkins.
Smolinski now 2 catches and 21 yards in the ball game. Hickson goes down with Trip Welburn. just over the 35. That's about a 5-yard pickup.
Welburn is an engineering major. He's a 4th-year senior.
They've got a nickel defense in there now.
Yes, they do. Well, they think they're going to throw. They came out throwing.
Williams is coming back out, and Simpson goes back in, number 65, and outside backer on the boundary side.
Not a lot of rushing for the Spartans.
Hickson. Number 34 or 94, T.J. Osmond, middle guard or nose guard, senior from Pittsburgh, stayed at home and locked it short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and close to 2. Ball is just about the 44-yard line. Michigan 14, Michigan State 7. 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Quarterback.
It's the second time that Michigan State and Enos have run that option. Both times they've been successful with it.
Got his first down. Simpson is shaken up. Outside backer for Michigan. And the clock will stop now at 5:18.
That's the position where they've been hurting too, outside linebacker.
What do you think? Both those ball clubs wobbly start, huh?
Yeah, but it's a long season. They've been both turning around. I was surprised that Mike Lynn going from there to the World League of American Football as their commissioner. Tex Ram steps down.
I'm not sure that's an altogether happy house up there.
Well, it
right
isn't.
now.
I mean, I think it's a direct, that trade for Herschel Walker's not worked out for him.
Alex Marshall is in now for Michigan. There's a familiar name at that outside backer position, playing himself back into shape. Pass is thrown down the middle by Enos to Prinz, the tight end. And he's past the marker, and it's 1st down Michigan State at the Michigan 46.
Prinz is their receiving tight end. Young, the one we talked about, the starting linebacker, starting a tight end, 260s. You take a look at Marshall, the linebacker that came in to replace the injured Simpson.
Marshall, of course, was a starter, and he was one time, I remember, either last year or the year before, I can remember him being an MVP in a big ball game.
Yes, he was.
Good player. Enos hands it away to Hickson. Hickson gets around the corner. Welborn misses him, and Flake takes him out of bounds. Todd Flake. But it's a big gain for Highland Hickson, who once he gets it in gear can haul it at 220 pounds.
The mark of a good team is that when the other team goes down and scores on you, you'll take it right back down and score again. Look at the offensive line. Keller's 52. Johnson is 69. That's Young, 29, the big tight end. Johnson has his man hooked. Takes him down. Stretch him wide. Get it upfield.
Gannon Dudler, a freshman, is in at the linebacking position, number 55 for Michigan now. Replacing Evans, the defensive tackle. So Dudler is a tackle, not a linebacker. He's in for Evans, and nothing there. Clock is ticking along at 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's 2nd down and 10. The ball is at the 32 of Michigan.
Keith, Michigan has some young players in there now. Dudlar, as you just saw, 55 is a true freshman, and Rakowski on the other side is a redshirt freshman. So they've got their main guys out of there, defensive line-wise, at the moment.
Enos passes away and incomplete. Pass was intended for Smolinski, but was underthrown and behind him. He went down trying to save it, but couldn't. I got a feeling, Bob, that if Michigan State doesn't go down and get something out of this possession, they may have a problem.
I know what you're saying, but at least they haven't went 3 and out. You know what I mean? They've kept the ball. They have a drive going. It would be great to get something out of it, but it's not as bad as going 3 and out.
15-yard line. Gutty play by Enos. He ran right around Evans. Mike was back into the ball game, and he just ran around it.
Big play. Big first down.
Went out of bounds, stopping your clock, 3:46, third quarter. Michigan having regained the lead here in the third period, 14-7. Now the Spartans trying to lock it up again. Hickson. Well, I'll tell you what. Eric Anderson seemingly had him locked. But Hickson, a 220-pounder, is a tough guy, and he just ran right through it.
This is what Big Ten football is all about. A little physical going in. Anderson, 37. Makes the initial hit. He's led the Wolverines in tackles the last 2 years. Welber finally brings him down.
Duckett's back in now on 2nd down and 5, and Hickson gets a breather. Duckett's got it. Behind Roy, the fullback, for the first down at the 5. First and goal, Spartans. A moment with Roger.
Thank you very much, Keith. The Indianapolis Colts have just announced they've signed running back Eric Dickerson to a 4-year contract extension through 1994. The Colts are off this week, but he will be eligible to play a week from Sunday against the Denver Broncos. So Dickerson back with the Colts. Now, let's go back to Keith Jackson.
Be interesting to see what interesting to see what that does to the Indianapolis Colts.
Terrible part.
He said some pretty derogatory things about his offensive line.
That's Duckett for a yard. And this time Anderson makes the tackle stick. I thought they had him on the contract anyway.
He was.
How come you got to extend it?
No.
None of my business. That ain't my money either.
All right. Lloyd Carr, the defensive coordinator, says we don't want him to make any big plays. Make him work all the way down. Well, they've worked to this point.
2nd down and goal. Enos keeps it, turns it. Down he goes, right on the line of scrimmage. Number 92, Mike Evans. One more time. I tell you, Big Mike's played himself a heck of a ball game today.
He has. All over that front. A walk-on a few years ago. There's a look at coordinator Lloyd Carr.
He's got a big fancy office over here in the new Schembechler.
Oh, doesn't he ever? Called the Schembechler building. Football, very nice.
I wasn't sure I was allowed to go in there and sit down yesterday. All that new stuff.
He said patience. You got to have patience. He had to develop patience and teams against him to score.
3rd down and goal for Michigan State. Enos back, wants to throw. Gotta throw it. Does throw it. Hickson, touchdown, Spartan. Fletcher, 5th-year senior, who had the courage to hang there with Mike Evans bearing down on him, trying to take his head off. He stood there and he looked all the way across that end zone, and he finally saw Hickson.
And here's what you're talking about. These two guys out here is where he wanted to throw the ball. He's going to look here. Nothing. He starts scrambling, and Hickson is going to block the linebacker and go out to the right side to make the play. Looks to his left, looks left, looks left. Now, Hickson wasn't even in the pattern.
Look what I found. Yippee! 15 yards, 15 plays, and 80 yards. And Langlow for the extra point. And we're tied again. 14-14 with 1:04 to play in a grinder in the Big Ten.
Just a reminder, Proper maintenance with AC Delco parts can significantly reduce premature wrinkles. AC Delco, it's like buying time.
When I started this company, the very first thing I did was make my employees owners. It's real simple. Owners sweat every detail. When I do business, I want to work with people who care as much as I do. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car.
Nobody works like an owner. Nobody cares like an owner.
With great service and low rates at Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
Winning. It's more than a word. It's a spirit that's driving everything we do. And it's why more people depend on Chevrolet than any other car. From the people who push them to their limit, to the men and women who drive them home, more people are winning with
The heartbeat of America. That's today, Chevrolet.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm impressed.
Might not be a bad job being a fundraiser for the University of Michigan with that many folks out there. All of them can't have short arms, can they? Spartans kick it off. John Langlow hits it all the way back inside the goal line by 2 yards. Desmond Howard might have been better off to have let it go. He gets back to the 16 and he's taken down. It's a 14-14 tie. Number 1 Michigan against old foe Michigan State. I got a minute to play in the third quarter, and we're going to need some new boxing gloves at the time we go to the final period, because this has really been a war.
Let's go look at Gary Moeller. He was 21 years as an assistant. 18 of those were at Michigan under Bo Schembechler. He was 3 years as a head coach at Illinois from 77 to 79. Played at Ohio State under Woody Hayes when Bo Schembechler was an assistant.
Gerbach. Deep drop to throw it. Throws underneath. First catch for Tony McGee. And McGee, 6'5", 235, sophomore, Terre Haute, Indiana. Fights up across the 25, about a yard short of the first down.
Play action on first down. Gerbach, with his height, has no problem in seeing. Looks downfield for Howard. He was covered in the same line of sight, about 12 yards shorter. There was the tight end, McGee.
There you saw, too, in that picture, classic example of what freeing the arms of the offensive lineman have meant. He was able to just shove him out of the way. There's your first down with John Vaughn carrying across the 30.
Here's a look at Greg Strepanek, 322 pounds, 6'6". We mentioned earlier rooms with Doring and Digman. That averages about 6'5" and 305 pounds or whatever. Doring said, you know, the pizza delivery man really knows when it's feeding time. I'll bet. It's a 2-room apartment. I wonder who gets the beds.
May not have beds. Nobody will give him a warranty on a bed. A 14-14 tie with 1 period to go. And we'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station.
The airline that brings you 10 countries across Asia and the Pacific now bridges the Atlantic to Europe. With flights to Frankfurt and to Paris. Come fly the airline that spans more than half the world. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Even when the weather doesn't behave, Chevy Astro does. It's the only compact van that offers the security of all-wheel drive with standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. The technology that's built into the Chevy Astro is designed to help you stay in control. What you put into Chevy Astro is up to you to control. More families are winning with
Heartbeat of America.
Today's truck is Chevrolet.
Saturday, it's an epidemic, and the fear
I'm going to die on
is spreading like fire.
Gotta burn out the car.
Nobody's burning Sweetwater. Saturday, it's the young riders.
Who can you trust these days to take care of your car when it starts shaking?
Or pulling, or rattling.
Or squeaking?
For suspension or alignment, nobody beats Midas.
I worry about something I can't see.
What your eyes can't see, our state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment will show you. Whatever the problem, we keep it from getting bigger. So for alignment shocks or struts, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Buy any Midas shock or strut until October 20th and get the second one for 50% off installed.
Tire prices are falling and falling and falling at Firestone. During our big fall season sale, you can save $28 to $72 on a set of 4 FR721 all-season radials. Backed by a 50,000-mile treadwear warranty. So drop in while prices are falling at your participating Firestone retailer. Sale ends October 20th.
Mean Frank and Crazy Tony, the late movie at 11:30.
We received the crowd count, 106,188. It is the third largest crowd in the history of this old stadium at the University of Michigan. Coach Fritz would have been proud, wouldn't he? Oh, and fielding Yost. This is John Vaughn. And about 8 yards on the carry before they lasso him. The final quarter of play getting underway with top-ranked Michigan and old foe Michigan State locked up in a 14 tie. This is a big ball game in the Big Ten Conference. All the polls and all that stuff notwithstanding. Ricky Powers is into the ball game at tailback now for Michigan, replacing John Vaughn. And Powers has it. And the freshman takes a couple of pretty good licks and gets the first down.
Take a look at the third quarter stats. The first downs are the same, 16 apiece. The interesting thing, Michigan State has outrushed Michigan 151 to 147, and they still lead in time of possession by about 8 minutes.
On first down, Powers with it. That's 3 yards and a penalty flag. Penalty flag. Offside, Michigan State. Let's check in with Roger Clever.
Thank you very much, Keith. Third quarter, 2016 Southern Cal. 3rd and goal from the 9. Marinovich, the power sweep to the right. No! Freshman Curtis Conway. The flutter ball. Marinovich, the reception. He high steps it into the end zone. And Southern Cal leads Stanford 27-16. Let's go back to Keith Jackson.
So the Cardinal has got off to an exciting beginning against the Trojans, now falling behind up at the farm.
How about that halfback pass? That looked like an alley-oop.
It looks like Larry Smith aged a little while he was waiting for that wounded goose to come down.
The kid was a quarterback in high school.
Yeah, he was. Good one, too.
We got a good one here.
First down and 5 as they accept the offside penalty, moving the ball to the 47-yard line. 13.5 minutes to go in the game. Gerback lets it go. Incomplete, and Alexander has dropped 3 balls today that were right on his end. 3 times.
He should have caught the ball, but the ball was thrown a little bit to the inside where the safety was. Now watch as he has to slide to our left. Inside, see where the safety, Iquinello, is. He may have thrown it in there, Keith, because there were some linebackers in between he and Alexander, but Alexander getting to play a lot this year for the first time still should have happened.
2nd and 5. This is Powers. Ricky Powers crosses midfield, gets to the Michigan State 49, but he's going to be a yard or so short. Ricky Powers, remember the name, 6 feet, 205, Akron. Jerry Faust weapons when he left town.
Oh, boy. You know, they've lost a couple of pretty good running backs from last year. Horde, Leroy Horde, and Tony Bowles. Well, I thought they were going to have a problem. Moeller said his problem was at running back. Well, John Vaughn solved that real quick.
Powers, there's the first down. Now, that's a true freshman, folks. That's a teenager. And he's playing with the big boys. Here's one of the wounded Wolverines, Steve Everett with Jackaroo.
And when that offensive line lost Steve Everett, they lost 30 pounds. They're down to 1,717 pounds rather than the 1,750. But, Steve, you're really frustrated here, but what do you think this team can do to turn these things around? It's locked up.
First half, it's just one guy missing a block, you know, here and there. And that's what Moeller was saying in the locker room. And, you know, everyone's just got to buckle down and just remember their assignments and, you know, not get confused out there.
Lost his razor. Bill Johnson knocked it loose. The play was whistled dead. It was not a loose football. It was a dead play.
And Norm Parker, the coordinator for Michigan State, says the loss of Steve Everett really hurts him. He felt like, there's a look at Parker, not rubbing his stomach, he's just giving a signal.
Thinking of a brat.
He thought Everett was the best offensive lineman they have on that team. They got some pretty good ones.
2nd down and 7. Vaughn is back now at tailback for the Wolverines. John's got it. 97, Bobby Wilson penetrated and got a hand on him, but you don't get Vaughn with one hand. He got a yard. Ball resting at the 42 now. 3rd down and 6.
When Michigan runs the ball, this is what they like to do. Over the year, they've liked to run up the middle, and today it's holding true again. We say up the middle, we mean like off tackle, from one off tackle to the other is up the middle.
3rd and 6, they're throwing. Bunch is a lone remaining back. Gerback's pass, thrown down the middle and incomplete. Never saw it either. He was flat on his face. Number 45 had put him down for Michigan State, and Gerback didn't like it. Willie Hill in at a tackle position. Eddie Ascona is in the punt. 41, 32, and 28. That's a better one. Trying to kill it deep, and they do. Penalty flag. You got to give the man room to catch the ball. Walter Smith was back there. I don't think Smith wanted the ball, but Welburn was back there with him, and Tripp didn't give him the 2 yards or the room to catch the ball. Five-yard penalty. So the Spartans benefit from it.
Yeah, you've got to give them room to catch the football.
Interference with the opportunity by the kicking team. It will be 1st and 10 for the receiving team.
I think what Tripp has in mind here is to go catch it himself. That's Keys, Corey Keys.
Yeah, if nobody on the white jerseys are going to catch it.
Yeah, but see, he didn't. Welburn is looking at the ball and didn't see Keys call for the fair catch. That's why
they go through this all the time in practice, doing that drill.
So he was looking at the ball and didn't see the fair catch wave, thus the 5-yard penalty.
A little brains, a little luck, and a lot of late nights. A good family, a good spot, and some good advice. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G standing behind me. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G standing behind me.
America uses more things produced from oil than any other country in the world. BP produces more domestic oil than any other company in America. BP.
Every evening, we pack over 700,000 passengers onto our planes. No drinks are served, no meals are prepared, yet our customers love our service, like our UPS Next Day Air Letter. Guaranteed overnight delivery to any address coast to coast, and at just $9, far less than other companies charge.
Set takeoff thrust.
No one seems to mind that there's no in-flight movie.
Herschel Walker leads the Vikings into Philadelphia to meet Randall Cunningham and the Eagles. Two of the league's most explosive threats take the field on ABC's Monday Night Football.
From the 9-yard line now, the Spartans will go to work with Tico Duckett, the single back. Pitch it to him. He looks for some daylight. Ain't much. 2-yard pickup. Tonight, America's watching the new ABC Saturday. First saddle up for the Young Riders, then head to the beach, China Beach, and the mystery continues at Twin Peaks. All tonight on ABC. Clock running, 10-10 to play in the ball game. And Neil Simpson has to come out again. He's been gimpy now for a goodly while, and Alex Marshall goes in to replace him at the outside linebacker position. Highland Hickson is the single back now for the Spartans. He's got the ball. For the Wolverines, slow to the ball that time.
Well, that's the strength of this Michigan defense, Keith. It's flowing, running sideways. Everybody can run. Michigan State has run this play several times, just straight blocking, nobody pulls. Run the tailback wide and then find a hole, find a crease. Defensively,
92.
Yeah. Defensively, you just got to stay in your lanes and not give them any cracks.
92's got him with a hind leg, and Aaron Anderson gets him from the top. Mike Evans again involved on a defensive play. 3rd and 8. This is a substantial play in this whole scenario, and it is incomplete, intended for the tight end Dwayne Young. Even if he had caught it would not have been a first down. I mean, he was 3 yards short of the marker. Anderson won the battle, let him get loose and get there.
Eric Anderson, linebacker, dropped straight back in his zone. The 3-year starter, his dad and grandfather both played professional football, so it's in his genes.
And if ever the Spartans needed a big punt from Josh Butland, they need it right here. Hardly any wind at all. There's pressure, and it's a tail dragger. It may take a pretty good bounce for them, and it does. So they get a big kick. Welburn is back there, but he didn't want to mess around with it, not with 5 great big old Spartans bearing down, and so Butland delivers a 55-yard punt.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Of all the cars and trucks people could choose, more people chose Geo in its first year than Honda, Toyota, and Nissan combined in their first 2 years. Get to know Geo at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know you. Smooth operator.
So your little brother's joining us, huh?
He's not so little anymore.
All right, now let's move it. 3, 2,
He's what, 19?
Weight setting, 540, F-14.
Jeff's landing planes?
4-gear lens set.
No. $40 million jets.
Today's Navy. High-tech training that takes you only one way. Full speed ahead.
Primary's off. Good job, guys.
You and the Navy.
Jeff?
Think? He's not so little anymore.
Full speed ahead.
Well, there are some big bumps in the road this time before you get to that point for both teams.
Illinois may have something to say about it.
Yeah, you got that right. So could Indiana, even Ohio State, yes. Michigan's ball first down at their own 35, a 14-14 tie, 8:49 to play in the ball game. And Elvis Gerbach goes down the middle with it, throws it too high, it's intercepted by Aquinello. And Aquinello is tackled by Jared Bunch, and a penalty flag is thrown back upfield. The penalty flag is back up at the 37-yard line. So let's see about it.
I think that was after the interception,
Yeah,
so they'll maintain possession.
Okay.
That's Vaughn
Okay,
down
we
on
have
the field.
a blocking below the waist on the return. State will keep the ball.
Really
Where's the spot?
The first bad pass that Gerbach has thrown today. Vaughn looks like he just maybe got the wind knocked out of him. That's a good sign.
Looks all right. So they'll back up Michigan State a little bit, but they own the football at their 31 now.
Take a look at what happened. Here's a square in. Now let's roll it, and we'll stop it a little bit down the road here. Play action on first down is great. Watch the receiver on the square in. If you stop it right here, hold it. Here's the linebacker he had to throw over, and the man that's going to intercept it comes in from behind. Had to throw over the linebacker, so good coverage forced the interception.
And present this opportunity now for Michigan State.
It's a turnover and a big play, but you know, the linebacker was not held by the play action, so maybe something wrong up front. Didn't hold the linebacker.
Hickson single back for the Spartans. And Enos sets him up. Drops the throw. Drops it off underneath to Hickson. And he's got 6. Alex Marshall and Eric Anderson on the tackle for the Wolverine. It's more like a 5-yard pickup. Wyoming trying to stay undefeated, having some problems today. Miami having very little problem, and Oklahoma pretty good struggle with Texas down in the Cotton Bowl. Texas A&M jumping on Houston. 36-yard line, second down, short 5. Hickson would appear to have the first down at the 42. There's Mike Aquinello, who had the interception.
He's a high school quarterback, so he kind of knows what the offense is trying to do with flare control and sending people out. Missed last week's game against Iowa because he had a numb shoulder.
Dan Enos told me yesterday that when his playing days are done this season, he's going to pursue his master's at Michigan State and will take a graduate assistant's job on George Purvis' coaching staff.
He's a smart kid, very intelligent. Checks off a lot at the line of scrimmage.
7.5 minutes to play in a tie ball game. They take it inside, not much for Hickson, maybe a yard. Second down and 9 coming up, the ball at the 43 of Michigan State. This is your top-ranked team out there in the country in the dark shirts, Michigan. That's the score, the line score, if you will, in the ball game.
One of the key matchups we talked about early on is that Enos and Welburn. Welburn has not done a whole lot. 6 tackles on the day. Was blitzing that time from his outside position, but A running play up the middle.
Well, that Iowa defeated Wisconsin. They won 2 in the Big Ten now. Eno steps away from the pressure, gets a little help on the corner, and where'd they put him? Down at the 46. That's a first down. Dan Enos from Dearborn. 11 carries, 33 yards today, and on, I think that's the 3rd time he's run for a first down.
There's Welburn right there. He's blitzing. The linebacker here is going to blitz. Enos is going to avoid the 2 linebackers blitzing, and the safety, Welburn at the top, duck inside. Welburn has kept some big drives alive today with his scrambling ability.
6:44 to play. Setting up a screen pass, won't work. Hickson, the man they wanted to run the screen pass, was tangled up with Mike Evans, the Michigan defensive tackle, and was down on the ground.
Very true.
Well, next week, the Michigan State Spartans will be down at Champaign against Illinois. That's the next major step in determining the race to the Roses.
I tell you, I was impressed with Jason Verduzco, that 5'9" quarterback for Illinois, when we did their game last week at Ohio State. He can play. Forget his size.
Second down and 10. Enos rolls out, get a little room, throws incomplete. The pass intended for Mark McFarland, defended by Eric Anderson. Next week, while Michigan State is at Champaign, Michigan will be playing Iowa here. Iowa defeated Wisconsin today, so the Hawkeyes have run up 2 successive wins. Their wings are still flopping.
Yes, sir. Well, Perlis has got what he wants. He wanted to get into the 4th quarter in a close game with Michigan, and he has it.
3rd down and 10. Got it. Bradley. Bradley got it in front of plate, and it's first down Spartans at the 26 of Michigan.
The top of your screen, plate is number 6, and Bradley is 3. He's going to run a square in. It's man-to-man coverage, so plate has the covering. There's no linebackers to get in the way of the throw. He goes down and digs it out. Bradley had missed a couple. That one he appears to have held on to.
Yeah, he took a little heat. He dropped last week. They're now in Langlow's range, too. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Up the middle, Hickson. Oh, he's loose. Touchdown, Spartans.
Block of number 52 on 37. That's Keller on Anderson. The other inside linebacker, 36, was Morrison. Both inside linebackers get handled. Hickson makes a little move in the secondary, and the Spartans are ahead with 6 minutes to play.
Big moment here. He got it. The extra point is not always a gimme.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better, and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
You won't believe the shop vac. It comes with a surprise.
So where's the surprise?
In a minute. First, this baby picks up stuff like nails and glass.
And like a regular shop vac, it also picks up water.
So where's the surprise?
Just watch. You twist the top, lift it off, and you've got a surprisingly powerful blower.
And don't forget to get Steam Team, the attachment that turns any shop vac into a powerful carpet cleaner. If you own a house or carpet, you gotta own a shop vac.
The next time you experience headaches, backaches, nausea, and sleepless nights, there is one way to get relief fast. GMAC. We make financing and leasing your new GM vehicle painless.
Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown. We said that the key was going to be the tailback against these linebackers. Watch the two linebackers as the guards come out and make the blocks. 36 is the true freshman, Steve Morrison. 37 is Anderson. Both get handled by the guards. And then Hickson just does a little dance in the secondary.
And it's 21-14 Michigan State over number 1 Michigan, 1977. They were ranked number 1 October 17. Minnesota beat them 16-0. They got a problem today. Desmond Howard at the 6. Whoa, look out. He's going. He's got a convoy. Goodbye. 94 yards. Touchdown. Michigan was out there without their snapper. Eric Crow finally got out there. J.D. Carlson to tie it, and he does. And if you're a Michigan State Spartan, you're going to feel like you've just been gut shot.
Well, we talked about the special teams being very good for both sides.
He could have done it without Pichu.
Both Alexander and Howard, 1-2 in the Big Ten coming into the ballgame in kickoff returns. The first kickoff by Michigan State in the ballgame was a squib kick. He was a running back in high school, the same high school as Gerbach. His nickname is Magic.
Right there was where he really broke loose. Well, they gave him 95 on it up instead of 94. He caught the ball standing beyond the 5-yard line. But he'll take it no matter what. Carlson will kick it off now. Still a lot of time, 5:50, and he just kicked it out of bounds. So J.D. Carlson, who is not having a particularly good season, is just jerked one out of bounds.
Take a look at this kickoff return one more time. He's going to come this way. Now watch the wall, the convoy. 4 Wolverines in front of him. He makes the nice cutback, and he has the speed. Michigan uses their 2 wide receivers, Howard and Alexander, to run back their kickoff. Tremendous speed. You know, last year they had Chris Callaway and Greg McMurtry, drafted in the 3rd and 4th rounds of the NFL draft. They're gone. Alexander and Howard step up. They don't seem to miss a beat.
Brian Winters waiting for the ball for Michigan State. J.D., who turned down Yale to walk on at Michigan. This is Winters at about the 13-14. And fights on up the field near the 29-30. So now Michigan State will go to work at 5:40 to play in the game.
Hasn't had a bad day.
No, sir.
Oh, that's it. That's good. Thanks.
You got a Michigan man shaking down on the field. Well, they're just unraveling him, I guess. Put it on the 30. First down.
I go back to that first kickoff of the game, the first two, when Langloh kicked them off. He squibbed them. That was wide. They were afraid of Howard and Alexander.
Howard comes in as the lone back. Enos. Got a problem. Dumps it off to Hickson. First down and more. David Key knocks the big back out of bounds. Enos is shaken up. Enos was taken down by Alex Marshall and was slow to get up. In the meantime, he had no idea what had happened to Highland Hickson because he was way up the field for a first down at the Michigan 44.
It's a great throw, just sacrificing your body. There was no way for him to protect himself and get that ball to the receiver. He said, I don't care what happens to me. We need to make this first down, get some yardage. That was an outstanding sacrifice of your body for the cause.
5:29 to play. Duckett is in the backfield. He's got it. Couple of yards for Tico. Lance Dutton, 22. Well, I'll tell you what, the 106,188 plus a huge press score. I don't know how you could get a better ball game than this.
On a beautiful day.
Oh, yes.
You mentioned it earlier, the best day of the week.
Osman is out of there at that nose guard position right now for Michigan. Knuth is in. Tight end move. There's your penalty flag. Passes away and incomplete. Intended for Bradley. Number 17, McFarland is down there running with him. McFarland probably is the one who was out of position because two receivers running right together. But the Michigan tight end had jumped. Michigan State tight end had jumped.
Grins has had a good day. He was the man that moved just a second before the snap of the ball.
They accept the penalty. It'll be second down and 13.
An illegal motion on the part of the offense declined. It'll be third down.
Turn it down. Rather have roll up that the marker. Make it third and 8. Osman is back in now. Nickelback comes in. Otis Williams for Michigan, and Alex Marshall comes out.
And this is where Michigan State is really at a disadvantage because of the loss of Hawkins. Michigan has great defensive backs, and they're short. Michigan State is short of wide receivers.
Enos rolls to buy time, takes off. Can't do it. Davis. Martin Davis. Penalty flag goes down and might be a face mask there. Might be a face mask. He was reaching for him. And the way he went down would lead you to believe that he got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you look at it here, these things don't happen intentionally. most of the time. I mean, some of the times the defensive man just reaches out and grabs him, but
that could be called 15, though.
Have a 15-yard face mask on the part of the defense.
Got him for the big one.
First down.
You know, what I'm saying is you reach out to grab him around the shoulders or something, the guy ducks his head, and you get his face mask.
Yep. Now the Michigan Wolverines have big trouble.
Enos has really been a key player, not only throwing the football, but also running it.
The ball is resting at the Michigan 22. First down, Michigan State, 21-21 tie.
And Enos has had 37 yards rushing to add to that total.
4:20 to play in the game. Hickson with the ball. Boy, these running backs for Michigan State today, and in particular Hickson, they have just been thumping.
Well, the only way that Michigan State had a chance to win is if they could run the football, and they have run the ball. Perlis now wants to take some time off the clock. He's not in a big hurry. There's 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play. We want to take some time and then score after we take about 2 minutes off. He's saying use all of the 25-second clock.
So Dixon again. And he's close to the first down. They had to get to the 12 for the first down, and they may stop the clock here to measure. We'll let you read it.
Perlis was an assistant coach with Chuck Noll and the Steelers for 10 years. He was on 4 Super Bowl teams. He went on to coach in the USFL with the Philadelphia Stars. He was a graduate of Michigan State, played under Duffy Daugherty, was an assistant under Duffy.
Don't know if he's got it. He does not. 3:24. Time now is the big ally of the Michigan State Spartans. They came into this ball game 1-2-1.
I mean, this is a. If I were the quarterback or the coach for Michigan State, I'd want to make the first down, but not the touchdown yet.
Yep.
I want to take some time off the clock.
Yep.
Of course, you're never sure you're going to make the field goal if you don't get in, but still, just let me make about 3 or 4 inches to make the first down.
He's got Hickson in there with Roy in front to block. They give it to Hickson, and he should have it. They've marked him at the 11, and that's good for the first down.
You know,
the Michigan faithful are holding their breath.
Last year, Keith, taking a look at Perlis, we were about 60 miles from here in East Lansing. He had the same setup.
Yep.
Michigan was a higher-ranked team. They had a chance to score the touchdown, and Welburn stopped them.
Trip Welburn. It's first down, Michigan State at the Michigan 11. Hickson in the middle. They'll put him at the 9. It's a 2-yard pickup. Wolverines have to be terribly conscious of Hickson's second effort, because he broke that big touchdown against second effort. And we've got a Michigan Stater at 77. That's Eric Moten, who had twisted an ankle early on, and he's struggling just a bit here.
It's been a while since we said this was the battle for the state of Michigan, which is a big deal around here. And if you're Michigan State and George Perlis, it's been a while since you've beaten Michigan. They've lost 4 of the last 5, 9 of the last 11, and 17 of the last 20. And when you have to live in the same state with Michigan and you're the coach at Michigan State,
it gives you constant distance.
It's kind of tough.
All right, they wind the clock now at coming up on 2 minutes. Second down from the 9. Tico Duckett, 5-4, touchdown, Michigan State.
We go back to what we said before, the tailback against the linebackers. Watch as he comes this way. The linebacker is going to come, the tackle will block on the true freshman. That's Morrison, number 36. He ducks around, tries to run around the block.
Kick it good. So, 1:59 to play in the ball game. 28-21 Michigan State. Now, let me tell you this much about George Perles and what's happened to him in his 8 seasons. Only one time, that was in 1987, has a Perles team in the first 6 games shown a winning record. First year he was 2-3-1, then 3-3, then 2-4, then 2-4, then 4-2. That was the year they went to the Rose Bowl and won. The second half of the season, they have been at least only one time the first year where they under 500. So what I'm saying to you is we have now reached the point of the season where Michigan State, with a win here today, starts thinking about Rose Bowl.
It's downhill. They've played their tough teams.
Well, they got another one next week, Illinois.
Well, you're right.
At Champaign. Now, whether or not Michigan State team could stay this high and play with this much emotion 2 weeks in a row, I don't know.
But that man right there says it ain't over.
It ain't over.
I've got a lot of speed at the skill positions. I've got 2 young wide receivers that also return kickoffs. I've got an outstanding running back.
And see which genie comes out.
Yeah, that's right. It could happen.
No, they knock it down on the ground. Let it go. Oh, they don't let it go. He picks it up. He let it go. It's gone out of bounds. That's Alexander. He's still roaming around. Haller misses him, and finally he's knocked out of bounds up at the 29-yard line. If he lets it go, it goes out of bounds. So now they are sitting there at the 29, first down, with 1 minute and 51 seconds to play and 3 timeouts.
Well, this is where, you know, you need a 2-minute offense. You've got the no huddle. You're in the no huddle all the time anyway. So the hurry up or the 2-minute drill is going to be made easier by the fact that they run the no huddle all the time.
The #1 team in the country coming into the game, trailing by 7 points. Elvis Gerbach steps away, takes off, and is thrown down at the 32. He almost got out of there. If he'd have been fleet of foot after getting away from Bill Johnson, he could have really made some yardage.
This is not a strength of Elvis Gerbach in this situation.
Nope.
And when you get in that situation and your receivers are covered or the protection breaks down, you need to throw the football. Stop the clock.
Second down and 6. Incomplete. He was hit just as he threw it, and he was hit by Johnson.
Offensively, he has not been sacked all year. Michigan's offensive line has done an outstanding job of protecting him, but the pressure has been there. He's had to rush the last 2 passes.
Third down, 6. Third down. The pass tipped. It hit number 51, I think, in the back of the helmet. Carlos Jenkins is out there covering one of the receivers, and it looked like the ball hit Jenkins in the back of the head.
There was 2 receivers right there together. And Jenkins was there with them.
So it is 4th down and 6.
Gary Moeller makes the call.
28-21, Michigan State. A minute 32 to play. minute 24 to play.
No huddle. They're at the line of scrimmage.
Clock stops as the chains are moved in college football.
The thing about this is he had lots of time. They were covered initially, but he had lots of time to wait for Howard, 21, to move around.
From the 44. John Vaughn, just over midfield. Now he may need to spend a timeout, and he does.
Look out now.
1:06 to play. Michigan State 28, Michigan 21.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, that's that new Chevy. It's an APV.
An AP who?
Yeah, it's a code. Top secret. We're talking adjustable composite panels. See that? Zero gravity modular seats.
Oh, yeah?
Resilient luster cup polyurea fenders. And it's got this...
Chevy Lumina APV. A very original way more people are winning with the heartbeat.
Biorhythms.
Biorhythm?
Yeah.
Now it's easy to win with the heartbeat.
My main Yugoslavian and very sensitive Laker brother, Vlade Divac, looks a whole lot better now because he just shaved off his beard in the new Schick Slim Twin Plus with aloe.
How'd it go, Vlade?
Nema problema. Was the blade narrow enough?
Nema problema. How do you like the new aloe comfort strip?
I'm no longer irritating.
Try the new Slim Twin Plus with aloe. It reaches every place on every sensitive face.
So now American girls like my face?
Problema, Vlade. Big problema.
From Schick.
There are all the numbers that matter, really, right in front of you.
Well, obviously, a quarterback in this situation, first of all, you don't want to throw an interception. Secondly, you don't want to be sacked. Thirdly, if the pressure is there, throw the ball away, stop the clock.
It's second down. 4. Gerback, a deep drop, the twist going on, the pass is away. Howard dropped it. Had it. And couldn't hold it.
Got to give coaches ulcers right there. Fighting it. Fought it. The ball was not a tight spiral. Gerback threw it on the run.
Yeah, somebody had a hold of it.
It wasn't perfect. It was very catchable.
Somebody had him with a shirt.
You know, and as well as he can run, going across the middle of the field. Who knows?
Third down, 4. There's your first down. Catch by Dave Diebold. The tight end makes his first catch of the day.
You got 52 seconds and 2 timeouts, plus the first down timeout. You got plenty of time.
They're up there ready to go as soon as the chains are set. This is the principal advantage of the no-huddle. To the sideline, Vaughn. Get out of bounds, John. He didn't do it. Bad move, Vaughn. Michigan has to spend a valuable, precious timeout.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
Red Devil Clear Polyurethane. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary clear finishes, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil Clear Polyurethane for the finish of a lifetime.
Sometimes, without any warning at all, cars and trucks quitting before their time, before their owners get the most out of their investments. Maybe they don't know about AC Delco, a full line of auto parts designed with proper maintenance to help your car or truck last. Maybe they should. AC Delco. It's like buying time.
Well, you got 34 seconds left now.
Defense is, you might I call a prevent. If there's 3 guys deep around the 15-yard line, the 17-yard line. A lot of room in the middle.
Mike Quinella is the center fielder for the state defense. Gerbach back on second down. Bunt right through his hand. Thrown hard. Maybe a little too much zip on it.
Well-designed play, well thought out. As you see Gerbach looking over for the next play. A lot of drop balls. Alexander's had a bunch. Howard dropped a key one a couple of plays ago.
3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. 31 seconds. Debo right on the numbers. The tight end just turned back to look, and as he looked, the ball hit him right between the 8 and the 3.
Ball was there a little bit quicker than he thought. He was jammed. He got jammed by the linebacker. The ball gets there awfully quick. It was a good throw. Yeah, he didn't see it till late. Now they need a first down. 3 yards.
4th down. 27 seconds. This time Vaughn steps out of bounds and gets the first down.
In a 2-minute drill like this, you want to throw 2 places. One over the center, which they've tried to do several times, and the other is to the sideline, which they've done with Vaughn. Vaughn that time got out of bounds to stop the clock.
22 seconds and first down Michigan at the Michigan State 28. Michigan State 7-yard line, 16 seconds to play.
They're not stopping the clock. They're letting the first down stop it.
First and goal from the 7. 10 seconds. In the corner, Alexander, touchdown, Michigan!
Looks like it was pre-designed because Alexander was ready to come back. Do you go for 1 or do you go for 2?
I think they go for 2.
He takes this the last time out to talk about it.
6 seconds to play. What do you say, Bo? Do you go for 2? He's home watching this, or he's probably locked in his office. I talked to him yesterday. Well, the Wolverines are in the timeout. Their last one talking about what to do.
There are some coaches.
Well, if you go for the tie, you're playing for the Big Ten title, right? Exactly. You go for 2 to win, you're playing for the national championship.
Well, that's something around here they've never worried about, the national championship. They've always said, we want to win the Big Ten and go to the Rose Bowl. The national... Let's listen in.
They're going for 2. They're talking about blitzes.
The play was already settled. Now they were just talking about what might have happened with blitzes and everything.
They're going for the win. An incredible Big Ten football game.
And I think Gary Moeller in his what, 5th game as University of Michigan coach is doing the right thing. The number 1 right.
Yale Van Dyne is lined up in the backfield. He's a wideout.
Yeah.
You got 4 wide receivers.
Defensively, you got a blitz.
Howard, he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it. Howard dropped it. he dropped it.
It's just a little slant. He starts to the outside. He gets tripped up just a little bit there.
It's still right there in his chest. Even though he was tripped, the ball was still right in his chest.
You know, does he have it long enough for it to be a catch?
Don't know.
That was slow motion the first time. There's the ball. Does he have it long enough that it is a catch? There's a wide look, bottom of your screen. That may have been a catch.
Brown tripped it. No question about it. Eddie Brown tripped it.
Does he have possession? He has possession. I'm sorry. I mean, for it to be a catch, you have to have possession and something on the ground. It's not like the pros where you have to have 2 feet clearly on the ground. Let's take another look.
He's held there, tripped there, but still the ball is right on his chest. He cradles it.
Can we play that at regular motion? Slow motion sometimes distorts the thing. If we can play that at fast motion. Because if he had the ball when he hit the ground does not cause the fumble. We'll take another look.
It's a judgment call, though, Bob.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's sure. No, it's over with.
Party's over.
Yeah, that's what the official saw. And when you don't make the play and you leave it in question to the official, you're up to their decision. And they've been right on most of the calls all day.
Well, Michigan had it. He had it in his hands, and it just went away. Could have been 1 point the other way. Now, 6 seconds to play, and Michigan State 28-27. A game that will be argued, debated, extolled, and discussed for at least 2 generations.
Certainly in the state of Michigan.
Guarantee you. Dave Bergson, our stats. Todd Barry, our spotter today. Bob Goodrich produced it. Larry Cam directed it. Ball rolling around. Onside kick. Michigan's got it. Clock hasn't moved. Clock hasn't moved. Veda Murray got the ball. Wolverines get 1 more shot.
How far was those field goals you said, Charles?
65 yards. I swear I saw him kick 2 of them.
It's a great kick. Jumps over Haller's head. And Michigan has 6 seconds.
They got 1 play.
Well, you got to throw a quick out to the sideline to gain some yardage and then try a field goal. Or just go for it all by throwing it into the end zone.
Well, if you can you get 15 and have a second left out of bounds? You need 15. Pressure's coming. Gerbach running. Got to throw it. There it goes. Intercepted by Michigan State, and the game is over.
They had a chance.
Yes, they did.
The ball was up.
The ball was being slapped around, and Eddie Brown was the man that came down with it, and the Michigan State Spartans have defeated the Michigan Wolverines 28-27.
Stay off the field, please. Stay off the field. Thank you.
You got no chance keeping those Spartan happy people off the field. No way. 28-27. Truly one of the great college football games of my lifetime.
Unbelievable. We'll take another look at the last play. Gerbach keeps it alive. That's Reese, 74, putting the pressure on him. Gerbach needs to do this. He needs to gather himself to get the ball down there. This is unbelievable. This ball was in the air. There were some Michigan players around it.
Look at there. Diving for it.
It's tipped and batted. Well, we had a lot of big plays, but this the last big play. The slant.
Could have been a foul call very easily.
I think, I don't know, that's
very close.
You want to win the game, you got to make the play, and he didn't hold it long enough.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are for Michigan State. Dan Enos, 13 of 22, 143 yards, a touchdown, run for a touchdown. Desmond Howard caught 8 balls, 140 yards, ran one back for a touchdown, total of 135 yards and kick returns. And in the name of those two players, Chevrolet donates $1,000 to each school's General Scholarship Fund, rewarding outstanding students for academic achievements and help those who need it. Your final score, 28-27, Michigan State. Keith Jackson, Bob Greasy, Jack Caruth. We hope you enjoyed it.
Monday night, the NFL action heads to Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham and the Eagles host Herschel Walker and the Minnesota Vikings on ABC's Monday Night Football. ABC's College Football has been brought to you by Today Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. By the U.S. Navy, you and the Navy, full speed ahead. By GMAC, helping America put GM quality on the road. And by BP, a leading producer of oil and gas for America's energy needs. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
A promotional fee has been paid to ABC by United Airlines. Come fly the airline that spans more than half the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
92 Olympic